Thanksgiving weekend and the opening round of the FCS playoffs have made its way to the banks of the mighty Mississippi in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. The old 1700 trading port is home to history, a thriving culture, and Southeast Missouri football. We welcome you to the opening round of the NCAA FCS playoffs. A cold day in Cape Girardeau. SEMO back in the house where they welcome Illinois State, the Redbirds, the Red Hawks, the opening round of the playoffs. We start with 24 teams. Keep in mind the top 8 teams all receive a bye. The winner of this game packs their bags. They head to sunny California, Northern California, next week where the 5-seed UC Davis awaits. And a pleasant good morning. Sean Kenny alongside Jay Sunholter. Great to have you with us. You go back to 2019, the last time Illinois State was in the playoffs. Ironically, they opened that playoff year right here. James Robinson ran wild, 297 yards. So, Jay, you fast forward 5 years. All the parts are in place for the Redbirds. They have a dominant running back in Winker Wright, and they have a Missouri Valley tough offensive line.
Well, they do. They really established the line of scrimmage because of Wright's physical tone that he sets with the offense. His ability in between the tackles, when there's not much room, he'll find a way to pick up 4 yards. He also has the speed to take it the distance, but over 5 yards per carry. He does a nice job really establishing things and opening up, Sean, the play action pass for Illinois State.
On the other side for SEMO, this run defense has been stout, and it's only fitting a local product is their leader. Bryce Norman grew up playing high school ball exactly 8 miles from where we stand today.
He's SEMO's foundational piece. He's led the team in tackles all 4 years. He's the conference defensive player of the year, and his role today is stopping the rushing attack in right. He is so fast. He can also get in the backfield when there's a passing play. 5.5 sacks on the year, leads his team, and overall he's all over the field.
Year 11 for Tom Matukowicz for Southeast Missouri. He has the one playoff win. Last time they were in the playoffs, 2022, an opening round loss at Missoula. He talked about how special it is for the opportunity to host. For the 3rd time in his long career, Brock Spack is an Eddie Robinson finalist. That honor bestowed on him earlier this week. Back into the playoffs for the first time since 2019. Maybe one of his better coaching jobs navigating all the injuries throughout the course of the season. A college football season that started back in late August, and now it's the race to Frisco as we are underway in Illinois State. And this offense on the return as they take it out past the 25 to the 27-yard line, and that's where the Redbirds will start. Tommy Rittenhouse, what a story. The 5'11" junior had started only 5 games entering this year, but he has been the man this season, completing over 70% of his passes through the last 5 weeks as he has caught fire, getting more reps under center.
Yeah, the biggest thing is only 1 interception. He can process the defense quickly, and watch him today using his legs, getting out of the pocket.
Maybe the most balanced Illinois State has been offensively in the last few years. Rittenhouse on first down will wing it out toward that far side. Pass is caught. That's Daniel Sobkowitz. Good gain on first down. Rittenhouse making his 18th career start, the 3rd-year Redbird, as we talked about, has been the backup the past couple of years. Big moment for him, first down, and here is Winker Wright, the 205-pound, 1,000-yard rusher this season.
And that's what you have to do with Wright, is get him moving sideways. You cannot allow him to go downhill. Good job getting penetration and blowing the play up.
SEMO defense is one of the best in the Big South Ohio Valley Conference this year in stopping the run, and we have our first flag of the day. It's a SWAT crew this afternoon, headlined by Preston Clipper.
False start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Illinois State arrived yesterday around 5 o'clock. They did not do a walkthrough. They went directly to the hotel for team meetings. After the penalty, Rittenhouse underneath, and it's caught. That's Eddie Casper, and Casper out past the 40. Good job by the line, giving Rittenhouse time to throw.
Excellent wall up front. Casper is an excellent route runner in the slot. One-on-one coverage. There's a protection. Good job going in and out. Casper with the break, picking up the first down, and good job, again, mixing in the tempo on that first drive, Sean.
9 yards on the completion. Fresh set of downs from the 40. Here's that RPO, and Simo read that one beautifully. Nowhere to go whatsoever as Ty Leonard, the veteran safety, blasted it.
Leonard played cornerback, switched to safety this year, and he is physical on the outside. Good job with the recognition of Rittenhouse getting out of the pocket on the quick screen.
Both of these safeties, when you look at Leonard and Kalani Riddick, they have played a lot of reps, both nursing shoulder injuries down this home stretch. Second down and 10. Again, a clean pocket near side, and a rare drop by Sobkowitz. You don't see that too often.
Top wide receiver, Sobkowitz, coming back to the football. There are 3 guys in the vicinity keeping an eye on him. Here's the comeback. Deep curl, comeback, good job. Just turned his head slightly, looking for yards after the catch.
Second team all-conference player, Justice Johnson with the coverage. It's a depleted secondary for the Red Hawks, and we'll talk more about it. Rittenhouse now with his first third down test of the day. Over the middle, and it's caught. A first down into plus territory. It's the Kansas State transfer, Xavier Lloyd, a gain of 13.
Yeah, he does everything. Out wide, good job going over the middle. Again, the offensive line with the protection, giving Rittenhouse time. And this is just one-on-one, boxing out the defender, and Lloyd, 6'2", 195 pounds, using that big body.
Lloyd with 21 catches over the last couple of weeks. This is Wright running behind his right side of the offensive line as he plows up to the 44, gain of 3. So no nerves for Rittenhouse on this opening drive, dipping his toe in the playoff waters, albeit frozen waters today. And Kate Girardeau, he's been sharp, 3 of 5 for the 31 yards. Keep in mind, one of those incompletions, a drop. He'll swing it right, makes a move, and Winkers right, takes it up to the 40, setting up a manageable third down.
And early on in this ball game, on the defensive side, can Simo get pressure? And right now, with 4, they haven't found a way to affect Rittenhouse. They're going to have to bring in extra defender to try to get pressure on him, especially on third downs where he's already 2 for 2.
9th play of this drive for Illinois State. Keep an eye on number 32 in the black jerseys, Norman. That's the linebacker they like to bring. They rush only 3 here. A little hitch pattern caught. Casper reels it in. And another third down conversion.
Yeah, they played man-to-man on the previous third down conversions. Here's zone coverage. Casper, nobody there. Just quick in route. And Rittenhouse, pre-snap, knew exactly where he was going with the ball.
Another third down conversion. 3 for 3 on this opening drive. They've taken it to the Simo 35. Play fake. Rittenhouse will put some air on it. Lofts it for Lloyd. Off his fingertips. Incomplete. Johnson broke it up.
Physical on the outside with Xavier Lloyd. Justice Johnson going at it. A quick, skinny post route. And a little tug pull. Could have been a flag. That late little push from Johnson off the hands of Lloyd, but they tested out the secondary. Tony Peterson, the offensive coordinator, going with intermediate routes, decided to go for it all.
Second down, they bring a blitz, and for the first time, we will get a look at the tough young freshman. That's Matt Lawson. He's a true freshman from Hoffman Estates, Illinois.
And he's got a burst to his game. It's a good 1-2 punch with Wright and Lawson. Those two really complement each other well. He's had a big freshman campaign.
Can Illinois State keep their third down fortunes rolling on this opening drive? They need to get it to the SEMO 25. Rittenhouse looked left initially, now flustered, fires it, and the pass is hauled in. Rittenhouse paid the price. Casper with his third reception. Looks like he'll be about a yard shy of the first down.
They went to zone coverage. McCoy Casey hit Rittenhouse as he threw it. And the offense going to stay on the field, being aggressive.
Tough day to be a kicker with the wind and the chilly temperatures. They're going to keep Ian Wagner, as Jay mentioned, on the sideline. 4th down and 2. That's Casper in motion. They will hand it off, and there is nowhere for Wright to go. And the Red Hawk defense comes up big. Bryce Norman, one of the first players in there, along with McCoy Casey.
And those linebackers are so athletic. Casey and Norman read it quickly. They anticipated Wright getting the ball. They just shot the gap. There's nowhere to go, and side penetration. The defensive line winning up front to get off the field.
So a huge stop. They bend, but they don't break. And now one of the top offenses in the Big South Ohio Valley Conference emerges, and it's Paxton DeLaurent. DeLaurent, the reigning Big South OVC Player of the Year. First quarterback in SEMO history to earn that honor. 4th player all time to take home the Offensive Player of the Year award. A season in which he is written all over the record books, and he starts with a first down throw and catch to Cam Pedro up to the 42. Pedro still keeping those legs churning, picks up an additional 2 or 3 yards.
Pedro leading SEMO in catches with 74 now on the year. DeLaurent going to his top wide receiver with that strong throw over the middle.
Mention the number of records that DeLaurent has broken this year. 5 program records and 4 single season marks. 1st and 10 from the 42. On the design draw, they will hand the ball off. This is Brandon Epton, and good work there by Epton up to the 47. With that last completion, DeLaurent now over the 8,000 yard mark. Take a look at this, 8,011 career passing yards. This is a young man who really recruited SEMO coming out of Central Methodist. 3-year starters put up eye-popping numbers.
Just an amazing career, and he has accuracy, but Sean, he'll drive the ball down the field. One of the strongest arms in college football, and just his ability to lead this program. He's done such a great job.
2nd down and 5. They bring a blitz from Jackson downfield, making the catch at the 31 and a first down. That's the great big target, the 6'7" Dorian Anderson.
DeLaurent has a strong arm. He also has touch, lofting this ball, putting it high for Anderson. Just a jump ball for his wide receiver, and he's going to come down with it every single time.
21 yards on the completion to Anderson. The height of the SEMO receiver is a concern for Illinois State. You have Anderson, who's 6'7". Opposite him, Tristan Smith, who stands 6'6". First down, DeLaurent wide open in the flat. This is Peyton Brown, the true freshman, and he will pick up double-digit yards, and both offenses looking crisp here in the morning hours.
DeLaurent making good decisions. Throws deep, intermediate, and then reading the defense. Everything was covered down the field. Outlet to your running back. Peyton Brown having a nice freshman year.
Brown, who's been banged up this year. This is his 4th game back. He returned November 9th after battling a high ankle sprain, and he is not your prototypical true freshman. Again, they bring the blitz, little angle route out of the backfield, and Epton is unable to hang on to it. Knocked out of there by Ty Meeking.
When that pressure comes, you have to make quick decisions. DeLaurent had Anderson open down the field. There's the pressure. It's missed opportunity, and Dorian Anderson uncovered. Would have been an easy touchdown.
DeLaurent does not miss too many of those reads. We'll keep an eye out on that as we go deeper into the game. 2nd down and 10. getting it out quickly for a minimal gain. This is Donnie Cheers, the redshirt freshman. Quick moving first quarter, and a third down for the Redhawks.
A third down coming up, potential 4-down territory. Again, with the weather, a lot will depend on the coaching strategy here and what you get on this play.
Keep an eye on number 6. That's Anderson. He's the inside slot at the bottom of the screen. They love him on these third downs, just using his size. SEMO, the best in the Big South, Ohio Valley in the red zone this year, 91%. So they have been effective. DeLaurent will throw, and it is caught. Cheers with another grab. Donnie Cheers, who they don't look to a lot, 2 critical red zone catches in this opening quarter.
And a quick out route. Nice job by Cheers coming back to the ball. DeLaurent read the blitz. Travis Niekamp, the defensive coordinator for Illinois State, trying to heat up DeLaurent, and he's just sitting in the pocket pre-snap, knowing where he's going with the ball and making good decisions.
Just the 13th and 14th receptions this season for Cheers. Again, clean pocket. He's forced to dump it down. Epton makes the catch, and then he paid the price. Driven out of bounds by Mark Cannon, 2nd and goal.
And the running backs for SEMO are very athletic. They have good hands, and their weapons in the passing game. We've already seen 3 catches from the backs. DeLaurent trusts them. The offensive line, with the pressure, has held up so far in this drive.
It's a beat-up offensive line that lost 3 starters in the first few weeks of the season, revamped. Doing the job, though, on this opening drive. 2nd down and goal. DeLaurent looking, floats, back of the end zone, caught, but out of bounds. Dorian Anderson could not get the feet in, working the edge.
And a little out and up. You're going to your jump ball, and Anderson catches it. And then that right foot clearly out of bounds. Good call, but this is where he does his damage, Sean, in the red zone with his height, just boxing out defenders.
3rd down and goal. You see Parks, the corner, responsible for trying to slow down Anderson. DeLaurent moves the pocket. Touchdown. Dorian Anderson planted right in the front of the end zone.
Impressive drive to start things off for SEMO. Jeremy McDowell, the offensive coordinator, using the sprint out. DeLaurent finds Anderson to cap off the drive, and this offense, they mixed in some run, but it was through the air. They really found some big plays and are very efficient.
DC Pippin with the point after. Nobody caught more touchdowns in the Big South, Ohio Valley, than that man right there, Dorian Anderson. His 11th touchdown catch of the year. Caps off a massive 10-play drive. SEMO fires the opening salvo. Both offenses looking sharp here in the early stages of the first quarter. SEMO, though, able to finish their drive as they are able to get on the board. Located right here in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Founded back in 1873. An enrollment a little larger than 8,400. Of course, we saw the Big South and the OVC merge a couple of years ago, and they are back in the playoffs for the 6th time, and it's becoming more of a frequent pattern for this program with Matukowicz at the helm.
Yeah, he's done such a great job and really changed the culture of the program, and excited for what they've been able to do this year, and for the playoff run. Really a great start here today. Home field, their offense coming up and being very efficient on the first drive.
Short kick taken at the 15 and immediately getting wide with it out past the 30 and shouldered out of bounds by the kicker. Good job there on the return. Caden LaHoo, a return of 21 yards, sets up Illinois State in pretty good starting position. break in the action. Let's see if the Redbirds can finish this drive off. They were stymied last time out. Tommy Rittenhouse, 11-yard strike to Xavier Lloyd, and now he's hit as he tries to settle underneath to right. One of the few times they've been able to dial up some pressure and get to Rittenhouse, and it was Malai Walton.
Now Walton coming right up the middle, just a delayed zone blitz. It affects Rittenhouse, forcing him to backpedal, and Ricky Kuhn, the defensive coordinator, the first drive, only rushed 3, brought 4. Zone defense behind, but there they get very aggressive.
Rittenhouse on his second offensive series of this opening quarter will hand the ball off. Winkers right. Runs into a pile. Good job defensively again for the second straight play. It's Walton. One thing we talked about, Jay, when you look at these two teams and their linebacking core, they are guys who like to play downhill.
And they're physical. And these linebackers, they can really read the run. And good job just flying into the backfield and right. 4 carries, only 3 yards. Thus far, he averages over 5 yards per carry on the year.
Simo shows blitz. They bring Walton. Dangerous throw and threading the needle and a first down. Good job there by Rittenhouse. Not a lot of room to work. Scotty Preston Jr. able to haul it in, a gain of 12.
And Preston Jr. going over the middle, sitting in the zone coverage, just sitting down. When you have the zone coverage as a wide receiver, you can't keep running. You just have to find the eyes of your quarterback, sit it down, and he'll find you.
Javon Charles, the H-back left as he checks into the game. They want that throwback near side. Tried to back shoulder it to right, but he was shadowed every step of the way by McCoy Casey.
And Casey, very athletic, coming off the edge. Also good in pass coverage. And right, 17 catches on the year. He's really good when they highlight him in the passing game, but it was a wheel route with all the attention focused on the right side. Rittenhouse trying to disguise it and go back to the left.
3.5 minutes to go, opening quarter, 7-0 Simo. Second down, the RPO. Good patience by Rittenhouse as he dumps it off to the big tight end, the Western Michigan transfer, Mitch Bartol.
And Bartol, Charles, and Zebarth, all 3 tight ends for Illinois State, very active. And Bartol coming across, looked like it was going to be a cut block, released out into the flat. And good job by Rittenhouse, moving over towards the left, giving his tight end time, picking up positive yards to set up a 3rd and short.
Tight end room has always been a strong one for Illinois State. There's the defensive leader, Bryce Norman. Local product, won a state championship at nearby Jackson High School. Dumping it off, back-to-back catches for the tight ends. Javon Charles, all sorts of room, and it will be 1st and goal for Illinois State. 24 yards to Charles, and the 2 tight ends have the Redbirds in business.
And they go back-to-back to the tight ends, and now they go with tempo.
Up tempo, up the middle, the freshman digging hard. No word yet, he'll be just short. They'll mark Lawson down at the 1.
And Sean, the previous 2 catches by tight ends were set up by the play-action pass. Getting those linebackers to come up, trying to stop the run, then they throw it over the top of their shoulders. That's what opened up the area for the big gains.
Lawson exits right back in. He flanks Rittenhouse to the right. They will hand the ball off. Again, there was penetration as Simo was able to knife their way through. Looked like Chris Dagry from his cornerback position, 3rd and goal.
One of the keys today is the secondary being physical and coming up and run support.
Sorry about that.
And right, just nowhere to go. The push up front, non-existent. The offensive line has to get to the 2nd level and drive block.
Lloyd and Sobkowitz, the 2 receivers. Lloyd in motion, they hand it off. 3rd time is the charm. Winkers right, plows his way in.
Needed response by Illinois State. We have the touchdown from Simo, and now the offense comes back and on the ground. And a good job up front. Ryan Gaditis with the lead block. Winkers right, just plowing his way into the end zone.
Mentioned Gaditis, the center, making his 28th career start. He is Been there every game this season for Illinois State. This has been a familiar sight for the Redbird fans this year. The junior winkers right from a yard out. We're tied at 7. A good one here, late stages, first quarter. Illinois State SEMO tied at 7. The Redbirds of Illinois State, about 4.5-hour drive south from Normal, Illinois. Enrollment over 21,000. The Missouri Valley Football Conference, traditionally one of the strongest conferences at the FCS level, and Illinois State certainly would be a part of that conversation. Their 9th FCS appearance, and they have had success when they make the playoffs. They have advanced to the quarterfinal rounds 6 different times, the semis twice, and of course they made it all the way to the national championship game in 2014.
A special season in 2014 and looking for a big playoff run, and they're really excited about their potential in this postseason.
Second offensive drive for SEMO, and they made it look easy on their first series as Paxton DeLaurent marched him right down the field, ended up with that short touchdown to Anderson. So we'll see what adjustments Illinois State makes, as again right on target it's Tristan Smith, his first catch. The other giant on the opposite side of Anderson, the 6'6" junior, transfer from Hutchinson Community College.
And there's such an advantage on the outside with these tall wide receivers going against the defensive backs. As long as DeLaurent has time to throw it, he can use that height to his advantage, just lofting the ball high in the air to his wideouts.
Second down and a yard. DeLaurent will again find Smith. Good job there. He had a defender in his face as Keandre Jackson looked like he might be able to get a hand on that ball, but DeLaurent under fire, able to put it perfectly.
Yeah, Jackson on the right side bringing the pressure, and Smith with the footwork, tight-roping on the sideline for the first down.
Tristan Smith transferring in from Hutchinson Community College, and that is a program that has treated Southeast Missouri very well in recent years. Play clock down to 1. DeLaurent looking over a 4-man rush, and this one offline. Trying to find the hole in that zone off the fingertips of Cam Pedro.
Give Travis Niekamp, the defensive coordinator, the win on that play. He showed pressure, 2 defenders coming up at the line of scrimmage, then backing out at the last second, going to zone coverage. And there's his son, Ty Niekamp, one of the stars on this defense. 100 tackles on the year, all over the field, a 6'3", 240-pound sophomore.
Yeah, Niekamp, the reigning Missouri Valley Football Conference Defensive Player of the Week. Design draw, you don't see this a lot from DeLaurent as he carves his way up to the 39. Niekamp, the tackle on what should be the final play of a very enjoyable first quarter of action.
That is the end of the first quarter.
1 quarter in the books from Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Fun atmosphere in the early morning hours. They showed up here a couple of hours before kick. SEMO and Illinois State not disappointing. Tied at 7 after 1. Opening round of the FCS playoffs, and an electrifying atmosphere. Early morning hours, they were getting everything nice and ready. Yeah, some bacon and some hash browns, pancakes. Load up on those carbs. The block party here in Cape Girardeau. The NCAA FCS championship coverage continues next Saturday with second-round games on ESPN+. For more information, go to ncaa.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Alongside Jason Halter, Sean Kinney back with you as we get ready to start the second quarter. 3rd and 7 for Paxton DeLaurent. A Red Hawk offense that has been magnificent on third downs thus far. 6 of 7. Niekamp puts pressure on downfield. Coming back to the ball is Cam Pedro. That is trusting your wide receiver.
Amazing throw from DeLore. Watch the pressure right into his lap, just giving his wide receiver a chance. Pedro coming back to the ball. And here he is, just a dig route.
And Jay, the officials are going to come together and they are going to change it and say incomplete pass.
They're going to reverse this.
See the pressure there by Niekamp, the back foot throw, and apparently Pedro unable to get those arms underneath. Again, it is a SWAC crew today. Preston Clipper, our referee. Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Let's listen in.
The ruling on the field. The previous play is under further review.
All right, so they are going to take another look at it. But again, it's important to keep in mind that they have changed the call on the field to an incompletion.
Yeah, and now there has to be evidence, indisputable, that this is a catch. But still, just a heck of a play from DeLore to get this off, and then Pedro coming back to the ball. Get another look here. Does he get both hands underneath?
So you see the bobble late there, Jay, but the question initially and what it's all going to be focused on right at this moment, did he have both those arms underneath? Because clearly after the bobble happened, it never hit the ground. So the only time it hit the ground would have been right there very early on as he goes down to make the catch.
And to me, it looked like both hands got underneath, and then he quickly turns his shoulders to protect it. Here's just another look. Getting both hands down low. Does the ball move? Does it shake at all from the ground? Sean, I don't see it. And the quick turn to show possession.
And again, we will reiterate it. Is there enough evidence, video evidence, to overturn the call of an incomplete pass?
I mean, to me there, the ball's up, kind of on his shoulder, and then cradling it, turning it over.
It's a big call early in this game. Obviously, if it's overturned and it's ruled a catch, it keeps the drive alive, and SEMO will be in plus territory. Well, conversely, for Illinois State, the incompletion would mean that they get their first stop of the day and an opportunity to get their offense back cranking it up.
Well, that was a heck of a throw, just execution with the blitz coming. And over on the other side, they really tried to heat things up, bringing the extra defender and Niekamp, forcing the ball out quickly. Again, another look, Cam Pedro going down for it, coming back to the ball to try to make the play.
Let's listen in.
After further review, the play has been reversed.
So a terrific job by the Marshall transfer, Cam Pedro, and the call overturned.
Yeah, and went down for it, and after you see the replays, the ball not touching the ground, just a quick turn from Pedro. A good job again, getting both hands underneath to cradle it and continue this drive.
Pedro, his first year here at Cape Girardeau, transferred in from Marshall, and he just really never got healthy in his 2 seasons with the Thundering Herd. And head coach Tom Matukowicz told us that a fresh start is what he needed, and he has built instant chemistry with Paxton DeLore. It is the 6th first down in this opening half. Now looking deep, 50-50 ball. That was Cannon with blanket coverage, looking for Tristan Smith. Well done.
Cannon one-on-one on the outside. It's a tough matchup. And I pulled the shoulder pad a little bit. That ball too high, though, sailing out of bounds.
Cannon, Illinois State's top defender in that secondary, leads the team with 3 picks. Second straight year that he's had 3 interceptions. Good size at 6'3", 205. Second down and 10. They will swing it out. That throw a little bit too far out in front of the SMU transfer. Brandon Epton setting up another 3rd down.
And this is where Illinois State has brought pressure thus far. 3rd downs, passing plays, whether it's been a corner or a linebacker. Travis Kneecap has tried to show different looks to DeLaurent. 3rd and long here. If you're a safety, you've got to play back, keep everything in front. Watch a possible jump ball to one of these wide receivers on the outside.
You mentioned Kneecap. Keep an eye on number 22 as well, Amir Abdullah, probably their best pass rusher. You see him in the standing position alongside Kneecap. 3rd down and 12. It's a 4-man rush. DeLaurent uncorks, and this one sails over the head of Smith. Good job there by Tion Park. So the 2 corners for Illinois State coming up big after the overturned call.
And the biggest key for this secondary is to be physical on these wide receivers. Tion Park, 6'1", doing a good job getting his hands on Smith, being physical at the line of scrimmage, and forcing the high pass, and the defense be getting off the field.
Adam Heston is out to punt here. The senior, normally it's Logan Lethrick, but it's going to be Heston, the senior from Sewell, New Jersey, trying to pin Illinois State deep. This one bounces inside the 5, a little bit too much juice on it as it spins into the end zone for the touchback. 13:31 to go, 2nd quarter, opening round playoffs, all tied at 7. Brock Spack's Redbirds have won 5 straight on the road entering these playoffs, and even though they are the seeded team, they are not at home because there's another type of football going on back at Hancock Stadium in Normal, Illinois. It is the finals of the Illinois State High School Championships, and you see some of the drama unfolding yesterday. And we talked to Coach Spack about the decision, and he told us that athletic officials at Illinois State approached him on numerous times asking him, are you okay giving up that 1st-round home game? He said, absolutely. The opportunity to bring in 16 different fan bases, all converging at Hancock Stadium, an opportunity to showcase their facilities and really talk Redbird football with some of the state's best.
And for those players, they dream of going to Hancock Stadium for the state championship, and they are awarded that opportunity because of the unselfishness of Brock Spack and just what he does for the community, the exposure, the economy of Normal, Illinois. He's really sees the big picture, Sean, and he did that, and he just thinks the benefits really outweighs everything.
Jalen Stone, one of the defenders up front for SEMO, the sophomore from Athens, Georgia, getting helped off the field. That's already a pretty thin group. But you go back to Spack, and he said that was one of the things he wanted to get turned around. As you take another look at the injury and getting rolled up underneath, looked like friendly fire that time as Norman rolled up on him. So this is a young man in Stone that has really had to step up this season following the injury to Stephen Lewis, which was a huge blow for this defense on that interior.
They go back to the running game with the injury on the defensive line, and Illinois State has to find a way to get Winkers Wright going. He carries 9 yards, again, averages over 5 per carry. They've got to get him loose, get him up to the 2nd level.
3rd down and 4. Illinois State 6 of 7 on 3rd downs. This has been the money down for Rittenhouse, and he keeps that trend. Another strike, Sobkowitz, and it's a chain mover for the Redbirds, a gain of 8.
Sobkowitz so fluid. This is just an in route up at the top of the screen, a little shake to the outside, just glides inside, hands catch, easily picks it up.
Sobkowitz making his 34th career start. He's about as reliable as they come. Right snowed under at the line of scrimmage. Sobkowitz, top 5 this year in the Missouri Valley Football Conference in receptions and receiving yards. He has been so steady throughout his time. He's been the team's leading receiver over the last 3 seasons.
Just an outstanding career, and he's seen double coverage throughout the year, so he's put up these impressive numbers when he's had 2 defenders focused on him primarily.
Second down and a cushion given, and right on cue, it's Sobkowitz again. That time, Justice Johnson gave him a little bit too much real estate, and the junior took full advantage.
A beautiful throw, and he has all the skills. The route running, the hands, the size, 6'3", and he can create separation with those clean breaks getting out of his routes.
Comes from an athletic family, one of 5 kids. His older brother Max played for Illinois State. His other brother David played football at Winona State. First down at midfield. This will be Rittenhouse, and he can run. Rittenhouse gallops his way, lost the football late, but they're going to say he was down. Rittenhouse still down on the turf as well as he runs for 11, but concern right now for the junior quarterback who is face down on the turf. Concern for the Redbirds as Rittenhouse being attended to. Tied at 7 here in the second quarter. Well, during the break, great news for Illinois State as Tommy Rittenhouse was able to pop right up and jog off the field on his own power, and this is what happened. The dual threat quarterback really running the ball for the first time.
Well, zone read, right goes up the middle, and is Rittenhouse getting to the outside, and it looked like everything was okay, then immediately goes down just in pain.
You know, I wonder if he landed on the football this cold day, and it looked like as he went forward, he landed smack dab on top of the leather there, and that might have knocked the wind out of him, but clearly he's all right. You see him in the huddle.
The runner lost possession of the ball before he hit the ground. Ball was recovered by Southeast Missouri.
Oh, wow. So during the injury timeout, they go upstairs, and they're going to say that Rittenhouse fumbled the football, and it was not the ground that caused it.
I'm going to say it got loose before he hit the ground, and what a momentum shift with Simo's offense now coming out on the field. And here, zone read, fake to right up the middle. Rittenhouse breaks it to the outside, and that ball gets knocked loose by Kalani Riddick. Created the turnover.
DeLaurent, dangerous pass, and Donnie Cheers somehow ends up with it. What a throw, and even a better catch with the concentration.
He's already had 3 catches on the day. Cheers comes up with it. That is so tough when a defender is putting their arms up. It's in your line of sight. He's able to go down and get it.
19 yards to Cheers. 3 catches now, 32 yards. They go right back to him. And Donnie Cheers is having himself a first half to remember.
DeLaurent very comfortable with Cheers looking his way. And DeLaurent, clean pocket. The offensive line has played very well in this game, giving their quarterback time to read the defense.
Cheers redshirted a year ago. He was an all-state football and basketball player at Marion High School in Arkansas. Flag flies on second down. Campedro the catch. Let's wait and see what the flag's all about.
Outside, defense, number 50. 5-yard penalty. Results in the first down.
Jalen Gaines, the guilty party for Illinois State. That short, quick passing game effective in this first half for DeLaurent. 11 of 16, 92 yards. From the 33 after the penalty, they will hand it off to Epton, and he is tackled forward. Amir Abdullah the stop, a gain of 2.
And Abdullah coming back from injury. against Youngstown State, and finishing out this year has been the key piece. This Illinois State defense, and 6'3", 215 pounds, and he's got athleticism and just a physical player that's got a nose for the ball.
Yeah, they were worried that they were going to lose him for the entire year. He was injured his knee in the opening week against Iowa on the road in Iowa City. You guessed it, Cheers again. A first down up to the 11, 20 more yards. The DeLorme to Donnie Cheers connection.
And Cheers only 12 catches coming into this ball game, already 5. Again, plenty of time to throw. DeLorme reading the defense and looking towards the left, then coming back to Cheers, going over the middle.
Completely different type of flow from DeLorme and rhythm from what we saw last week in their loss on the road in Nashville. Now DeLorme lost the ball. Illinois State says they have it, and they do. Each team with a takeaway here in the second quarter. Abdullah ends up with it.
The east side making a play, and DeLorme coming through. Looked like he had some yardage to get. And then, good look there, was the knee down. DeLorme certainly hopes so.
DeLorme on the field is a runner fumbled the ball, and the ball was recovered by the defense. First down, Illinois State.
So if you're Illinois State, you're thinking one of these replays have to go our way. They're 0 for 2 on the replay looks. As you see the big casted hand of Jalen Gaines playing with a broken hand, pop that ball away from DeLorme. But as you mentioned, Jay, was the knee down?
Here he goes.
Call is going to stand. Illinois State and his defense gets a takeaway, and they will try to get this ground game going. Neither team having much luck running the football in this first half.
And Ricky Kuhn, the defensive coordinator, his emphasis this week was stopping the run, and he has to be pleased thus far with his front seven, how physical they've been and how they've been keying on right.
Rittenhouse looks healthy enough as he goes back to the ground with it, trying to stretch it to the edge. Picks up 4, setting up a third down. Inside 8 minutes to go, quarter 2.
Well, this is an important play with the zone read. All eyes focus on right. I think there will be opportunities for Rittenhouse on the outside to keep that ball. He's rushed for 424 yards on the year. He's a threat with his legs.
Sam Keeper, Jakias Brown, 2 of the interior rushers. They bring a blitz. It's picked up, and the throw dug out. Lloyd with the catch. It's going to be very close to the first down. Looks like they're going to mark him 1.5 yards shy, setting up a 4th down.
Now the pressure is affecting the quarterbacks now. As again, this second quarter, both the coordinators showing different looks, and even though it didn't get to Rittenhouse, it forced him to get rid of the ball quicker than he wanted to, and Xavier Lloyd had to come back to make it, feeling the pressure on his quarterback. You see Rittenhouse knowing the extra defender's coming. There's Lloyd trying to spin his way up to the first down, but the coverage was there.
He certainly felt the footsteps closing in from Kalani Riddick. Hayden Futch on the punt for the first time this year, and the fair catch in heavy traffic at the 49. Good job by the SEMO defense after the quick change of possession. 32-yard punt. Good starting shape for the Red Hawks when we come back. Unveiled last Sunday on the selection show. Top 8 seeds all earning a bye in this opening weekend. The winner of this game heading west to take on a very good UC Davis team out of the Big Sky Conference, seeded number 5. That game will kick off next Saturday, 4 o'clock Eastern.
UC Davis really good along the line of scrimmage. A talented offense and defensive line waiting, resting up to see their opponent.
Paxton DeLorme And the Red Hawk offense about to be behind the chains. Some movement up front. It's been a pretty busy first half for our friends from the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
False start, offense, 5 OT, still first down.
Enjoyed our conversation with Brock Spack on the left. Tom Matukowicz talked about how he's been building this program throughout the years and the opportunity, the decision he made 3 years ago to respond to a mother's letter. Paxton DeLawrence mom wrote a handwritten note, mailed it to Matukowicz's house, asking him to consider her son, and that was one of the best decisions that he ever made.
It might have been his best decision ever with regards to football and a record-setting career, and this is an NFL level throw from DeLawrence. Perfect accuracy, and that's a tough catch for Anderson, going across the middle with the defender ready to come down and dislodge the ball. But what a job from DeLawrence with his anticipation, leading his wide receiver open.
Coach Houck read the letter. Second down, DeLawrence under some duress. He's just able to do his best to get the ball away. And Illinois State, you know, you talk about adjustments being made. We've seen this defense able to create a little bit more pressure and get DeLawrence off his comfortable spot.
And the linebackers more active here in the second quarter. Ty Niekamp playing with that cast on the right hand. It does not affect him at all. He's been all over the field affecting DeLawrence.
Man, Niekamp had thumb surgery 5 weeks ago. Third down and 15. They need to get it up to the Redbird 41. 3 receivers bottom of the screen. That's the direction they go. And the ball deflected right into the arms of Keandre Jackson. They were looking for Smith, a tug of war. It ends up with Jackson, his second interception of the year.
On the outside, Tion Parks going one-on-one. DeLawrence taking a chance, third and long. Give your wide receiver a chance, and Parks all over him, dislodges the ball. And Keandre Jackson, the senior, has that mentality to go and make a play. And there, the ball pops up. He's ready for it. Huge interception for Illinois State.
2 straight takeaways now from this Illinois State defense, coming in 14 takeaways this year, and Jackson is their vocal leader, the 2-time captain. First down, they will swing it out. This is Casper, but unable to get to the corner. Good job there defensively, as Casper's a guy that can flat out fly, but Dagree did not let him get wide.
And Sean, back to the interception. Jackson, that guy they rely on to make those big plays. And Tion Parks, this is a big challenge for the cornerbacks of this defense. And he was physical on Smith, stride for stride, but just really wrestling him, and the officials letting them play through.
Second down throw. They are looking for Sobkowitz, and he makes the catch. Sobkowitz in a foot race to the 10-5 touchdown. 62 yards to the home run hitter.
What a job from Brock Spack and this offense. Tommy Rittenhouse giving Sobkowitz a chance, just lofting it up. 6'3". He's got height on the outside. It was a go route, but he cut it towards the inside, beat the defender, and then you see the speed. He just turns it on, and what a response after the interception, coming through and paying it in.
The point after is missed, and now some tempers flaring after the kick, as you see the laundry out on the field. So
flags on the play.
Wagner misses the point after, and that could loom large in what appears to be one of those games that could be a late fourth quarter game. Back and forth we go.
Sobkowitz over on the sideline. They've really highlighted him in the passing game. Just coming through for Rittenhouse. Again, one-on-one coverage. You've got to beat your man, set him up towards the outside. Came back to the inside with the perfect pass from Rittenhouse.
Sobkowitz already with 95 yards in this first half. Keep in mind, he's one of those players like Xavier Lloyd getting hot late in the season. He's went over the century mark 2 of the last 3 games. He went for 136 against Mark Farley and UNI, and then 156 against Indiana State, and he is well on his way.
Well,
this afternoon. Take a look at the right-hand side of the screen here.
Dead ball and sportsmanlike conduct on the kicking team, number 11. Dead ball unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense, number 18. Number 18 has been ejected from the game for spitting.
Wow. So it gets even more bizarre post-whistle. Right hand of the screen. Scotty Presson, 11 in white for Illinois State. And then the shot and the counter by Justice Johnson, number 18. The starting corner who was just beat on that last touchdown play. And a huge blow for the Red Hawks.
And Johnson is their all-conference defender. With him out of the ball game, that is pivotal. Both sides going back and forth with the punch and then the spit, but that is a huge loss for SEMO.
Again, keep in mind, this is a secondary for the Red Hawks when you look at Southeast Missouri that lost their top cover corner and Jodrick Lewis early in the year. Then they lost a couple of other starters. They were down 3 of their better secondary players not even 3 weeks into the season.
Yeah, there's been depth issues on the outside. They needed Johnson, even though he just got beat on that play. He's the one guy with his size on the outside, 6'1", that could line up with Sobkowitz, and he'll be out of the ball game, and just frustration and unfortunate for the junior.
So for the first time this afternoon, Illinois State working with the lead. An emotional part of this football game, and this all of a sudden, Jay, becomes a real key stretch. How will SEMO respond? Losing their top cover corner, who has been kicked out of this football game, and now the pressure swivels back to this offensive unit.
Yeah, and for teams, when you lose momentum, how quickly can you regain it? And can you regain it? And that's got to be the challenge on this drive, and for the veterans, and coming out and responding after throwing an interception, then your defense gives up a touchdown, then you lose one of your best players. You have to get a drive going here to regain some confidence.
A Red Hawk offense that has moved the football, but they have turned it over on their last 2 possessions. They start through the air, and a catch made by Epton out of the backfield. Brandon Epton started his career at SMU, spent a couple of seasons with the Mustangs, got his career back on track at Hutchinson Community College, now having a solid season, really overcoming a lot of obstacles this year. Epton was involved in a serious car accident. Talk more about that in a moment. 2nd down and 4. DeLaurent with time, and he has his man downfield up ahead to the 44. It's Cam Pedro. Gain of 18 yards.
And here's the rhythm to Pedro in his route running, feeling the zone coverage and coming back and presenting a target to your quarterback. Not going too deep, just staying in that soft area. Another big first down.
Pedro, 3 catches, 48 yards. You see the passing yards favoring Illinois State. A good chunk of those yards coming on that last 62-yard bomb. Epton coming over. DeLaurent with some words. First down at the 45. Little flutterer is caught. Again, it's Pedro. Again, Pedro taking it to the 48, a gain of 8.
SEMO primarily going through the air, having success. DeLaurent Knew he was going to Pedro the whole time. Looked at the middle of the field to hold the safeties back. He comes underneath, and right now only 4 rushes on the day compared to 17 passes completed for this offense.
Inside 4 minutes to play in this first half. 2nd down and a yard. 4-man rush picked up. Now escaping the pocket. DeLaurent trying to get to the edge, and he will. He'll pick up the first down. He was being chased by Stephen Curtis. Good job there by DeLaurent, knowing when to avoid the rush and when to take off downfield.
Well, Peyton Brown, number 22 on the left side, set things up, just holding up with pass protection, allowing DeLaurent to get to the outside. It was Ty Niekamp bringing the heat, and the freshman held up long enough for his quarterback to get out.
Yeah, usually that's the toughest part for a true freshman to adjust to the college game, is that pass protection, and that is an area that Peyton Brown continues to work on. First down from the 44. DeLaurent will loft it, knocked away by Cannon. Oh, what a play by Mark Cannon.
With his size, 6'3", and those long arms, 5 pass breakups on the year, and just an amazing job falling back, timing it perfectly to knock it down. You're going against Tristan Smith with his size on the outside. Tough matchup. The junior comes away with the win.
2-year starter, grew up around Evanston, was actually a Northwestern fan growing up, went to a number of Wildcat games in his younger days. 2nd down and 10, finding the hole, and then this one is dropped, incomplete. Tristan Smith had it, did not make a football move, so they come right in and they say incomplete pass.
And Keandre Jackson, number 3, reading the eyes of DeLaurent. He catches it. Does he have possession? As he tried to bring it in, the ball just kept sliding away, and Jackson cleaned it up.
We've seen a few drops by these wide receivers in this first half. Wonder if this is 4-down territory. A SEMO team that started the day 3 for 3 on 3rd downs. They missed their last 2, but that changes now. Donnie Cheers with the catch. Up ahead to the 31, a gain of 13.
Cheers now 6 catches on the day. Illinois State only brought 4, zone coverage behind, and look at Cheers go to work. Sets up the defender, cuts to the inside, and what a job finding a way to get open on 3rd downs.
So Jay, from what you've seen, what has enabled Cheers to have a career first half?
Well, there's so much coverage on the big wide receivers on the outside. The slot is open, and he's doing a good job. Those out routes and in routes, using his arms to get free.
First down throw toward the end zone. They were looking for Cheers. Not that time. Keandre Jackson in the neighborhood.
Pass intended for number 81.
They're going with the deep ball. Jeremy McDowell, the offensive coordinator, finding ways to attack the secondary and go toward Cheers. And Jackson in coverage on the back end just ran out of room.
Well, we asked the question before this drive started, how would SEMO respond after losing one of their top defenders? Would this offense be able to get it back? And they have marched the ball downfield. DeLaurent has this one picked off, batted up in the air and picked off by Jake Anderson. The big guy rumbling. Does he have enough in the tank? He does. Touchdown, Redbirds. 59 yards.
And it starts because of the pressure from Jalen Gaines. Number 50 knocks it down with that left arm. And what a job by Jake Anderson, continuing to fight. 6'5", 290 pounds. And he just stretches it out at the end for the touchdown. A play he'll remember forever in the FCS playoffs. The defensive lineman.
The tiny town of Davis, Illinois, celebrating Jake Anderson. Small town in the northern part of the state. His freshman recruiting class when he arrived in Normal were 16 players, which was the exact same size as his entire high school football team. And the big man with the cat-like reflexes. And then he had enough oxygen to make it to the end zone for the touchdown.
And just an amazing play. And Anderson fighting through the pressure, picks it off, and you could see the excitement on the sideline. His teammates so happy with him and what he was able to do.
So Anderson with the interception, and take a look at what Paxton DeLaurent missed. Maybe an opportunity to go deep with Smith.
Could have been a touchdown. Tristan Smith on the left side, wide open, and huffing and puffing and running, and just gets there in time.
Well, now they're going to reach into the bag of tricks, and it is going to work perfectly. Sobkowitz on the end around flicks it to the tight end, Bartol, and all the momentum right now with Illinois State.
Just shifting over to their sideline. 2:06 left on the clock, 14-point lead. Their offense and defense really starting to click, and here's the trip play, and Bartol, the tight end, wide open on the backside.
One thing about Illinois State, you have to keep an eye on both Sobkowitz and Eddie Casper. Both these guys can throw the football. We saw Casper on a trick play last week throw a touchdown. This time on the two-point conversion, it's Sobkowitz.
Got both wide receivers in the bullpen, ready to be called if needed, and I just like how they use those wide receivers with the trick plays to keep the defense off balance.
Well, the turnovers have become the difference maker in this first half. 3 takeaways by Illinois State resulting in 14 points. And the Redbirds are flying, and this thing getting a little bit more feisty. You see some of the post-whistle activity in Southeast Missouri trying to keep their sideline under control. And
2-minute timeout.
we hit the 2-minute timeout with the home team in a little bit of trouble. Illinois State taking advantage of the turnovers. They've opened up their largest lead. 2 minutes to go in this first half.
That's it.
Trouble brewing here at Houck Stadium, and this has been a palace for SEMO football this year. Unbeaten at home, but the turnover bug has certainly bit Tom Matukowicz and his offense, as Illinois State has rattled off 21 unanswered because of the turnovers.
Costly mistakes. There's a fumble as SEMO is going in to score, and then another drive that was promising, interception, and then the pick six.
Full allotment of timeouts. Somehow DeLaurent gets that ball away. Pedro came back, made the catch, but he was tackled immediately by Paul Omodia. 2-minute offense, which is plenty of time for DeLaurent and the Redhawks, especially with a full allotment of timeouts. 2nd down and 8. DeLaurent keeping those feet moving, comes back and finds Tristan Smith. Smith then lost the football. He had it stripped away, and Illinois State gets another takeaway. Amodia with the fumble recovery, and the sky right now just caving in on SEMO.
This defense opportunistic. DeLaurent just keeps it alive. His wide receivers not helping him out. Tion Parks coming through with the initial tackle and then stripping it loose along with Ty Niekamp, and this defense just taking over the ball game. Got multiple guys clubbing over for the ball, but it was Parks and Niekamp dislodging it.
4 straight possessions now with the turnover for SEMO, and it's Matt Lawson knifing his way up ahead for a couple of yards. Again, this Illinois State defense coming into the game, 14 takeaways, which had them right smack dab in the middle of the Missouri Valley Football Conference. But boy, they've been an opportunistic bunch this afternoon. 2nd down and 8. Quick slant. Pass is caught. Sobkowitz reverse pivots his way. Trying to get out of bounds. Can't quite get there. Ty Leonard wraps him up. But a 1st down throw to the leader and the junior from Arlington Heights.
You still have 2 timeouts. Plenty of time for the offense as they go up tempo.
They get lined up. They're looking for Lloyd. Caught! What a grab by Xavier Lloyd. Reached right around the shoulder of Dagree. And the Redbirds on fire. 24 yards.
This home sideline has been quieted. What a catch from Lloyd, going up over the top with the focus to haul it in and stretch this lead out. Perfect pass from Rittenhouse, giving his wide receiver a chance, and he comes through with it.
Wagner this time splits the uprights. And this game has worked a complete 180 in this 2nd quarter.
And Rittenhouse, plenty of time pre-snap. Read it, liked the coverage on the right side, and he has that trust in Xavier Lloyd and Sobkowitz. Both guys balance each other out so well. And this throw, you have to have perfect placement. He throws a little short where Lloyd can read it, go back and get it, and just grabs it on top of the defender's helmet.
28 unanswered points, span of a little more than 16 minutes. We talked to both Brock Spack and offensive coordinator Tony Peterson, and they said one of the priorities this offseason was finding a supplemental, a complement to Dan Sobkowitz. So that's why they hit the portal, and man, did they hit a home run with the discovery of Xavier Lloyd.
And they love his production, but also what he does off the field. He does everything right. He's an outstanding worker, a leader, and everything they could have hoped for.
Spack in this offense this offseason sought the opinion of current Kansas State running back coach Brian Anderson, who was Spack's wide receiver coach here at Illinois State. Jake Rubley also came over from K-State. He's the backup quarterback to Rittenhouse. And man, Lloyd has certainly exceeded all the expectations they had coming in.
He's been amazing and just opened up this offense, Sean. And when you have balance out wide with multiple wide receivers that can get the job done, plus the running game, that's what creates a special offense.
Simo will hand it off. This is Epton. She takes it up to the 29-yard line, taken down by Dylan Gearhart, the 6th-year player for Illinois State.
1st down, 2nd down for the Red Hawks.
And let's see if Simo's going to use one of their 3 timeouts. They have an exceptional place kicker in DC Pippin. And they are just going to let the clock wind down, and both benches jawing back and forth, and the officials doing a really good job of kind of protecting both benches and both sets of players from coming together. Tempers running a little high as the 2 teams head to their locker rooms, and it's the boys from Normal right now with all the momentum. 28-7 Redbirds.
The 2nd half belonged to Illinois State because of the turnovers and the execution, Sean, from their offense, getting those turnovers and making the defense pay.
Simo will get the football first to start this 2nd half. Brock Spack loves playing these football games on the road. Loves coming to these different environments, and his Redbirds behind a dominant 2nd quarter have showed up in full force. It all started with the 62-yard bomb to Sobkowitz. The defense gets in the act. Anderson rumbling his way to 6. All Illinois State in the 1st half. Montana State. They have destroyed pretty much anyone in their path this year. This is an experienced team that wants to dethrone South Dakota State.
Sean, could they have been any more impressive this year? And the way they controlled the line of scrimmage, rushing for over 6 yards per carry. They probably have the #1 offensive line in the country, and their star quarterback, Tommy Mellott, has been able to drive the ball down the field, and he's also made good decisions. He's the leader of their program.
They won a huge game, the annual rivalry with Montana, so they head into the bye because they earned the top seed with a lot of momentum. You have a couple of indoor venues to keep an eye on in the second round. Let's start in that same region of the country, the Northwest, with Idaho, and this is a Vandals team picking up the 8th seed. That could be very dangerous.
They are going to be dangerous, and they're led by Keyshawn James Newby on the defensive side of the ball, but they're sitting at home getting rest right now, awaiting the winner of Lehigh and Richmond.
The winner of this game will pack the bags, and they will head to the West Coast. Northern California, the spot where UC Davis, another Big Sky program, awaits.
And they face a tough schedule throughout the year and really done a good job on the line of scrimmage. That's their strength, is winning up front, so it'll be a challenge for whoever wins today's game.
Opening round game later today has Drake out of the Pioneer Conference taking on Tarleton State. The winner heads to the Dakota Dome in Vermillion, South Dakota next week.
And such a tough place to play on the road. That's your reward, going to South Dakota. But those two teams are going to have an interesting ball game. Really two good defenses.
You look at the other side of the bracket, and here's where we start to see some of the muscle of the Missouri Valley Football Conference, starting with the 2 seed North Dakota State. The Bison were knocked off last week by South Dakota. How will they respond?
How do you overcome adversity? And losing that ball game, I think they'll regroup the right way, using this bye week as an opportunity to address mistakes. Kind of have that bad taste in your mouth. Always makes you practice harder. They'll be ready to go in the second round.
I know a lot of the country had their eyebrows raised watching Mercer a couple of weeks ago as they battled Alabama. This is a hungry team and a very physical football team.
They are, and they've played Alabama very tough. Whit Newbauer, true freshman, has played an integral role at the quarterback position, one of the top defenses in the country. So they're sitting good with their schedule they've played, ready for this opportunity in the playoffs.
You know, you look at a program the last couple of years that you have heard whispers about that they were going to arrive in a big way. Well, that time is now for Incarnate Word.
Yeah, they're ready, and they're locked and loaded, and they played really well all season long. They've got a good offense. Defense has been solid, and they've got a special teams unit that can really change the game.
We think it's cold here in Cape Girardeau. This is nothing compared to what our friends will experience later on tonight in Missoula. Montana not used to being a first-round opponent, but they had a little bit of a hiccup in the regular season, so they find themselves in action in this opening round, taking on Tennessee State from the Big South Ohio Valley Conference.
And Eddie George, the head coach of Tennessee State, on the road. Nobody expects them to win, and boy, their offense is really good, and he's going to have his guys fired up, ready to go on the road and get a win.
One of the best environments in all of college football, Montana. That game on ESPN2 later tonight. Winner of that game will get South Dakota State, the defending champs.
And they've got high hopes to repeat. They've had a really good year and another strong squad loaded for a deep playoff run.
The road to Frisco, all covered across the landscape of the United States, all different regions with one common goal, and that is to play for a national title in Frisco, Texas in January. We'll be back with more of our halftime festivities, opening round FCS playoffs right after this. (28-7) as snow has started to fall. Halftime, Cape Girardeau. Southeast Missouri trailing Illinois State in a matchup in this opening round, the Missouri Valley Football Conference against the Big South Ohio Valley, and right now the Missouri Valley with the edge. Jason Halter, it all started pretty good for the Red Hawks here at Houck Stadium, their fortress, and they look sharp in the first couple of series.
Yeah, coming out, the Red Hawks executing at a high level, moving the ball down the field, very fluid. Axel Laurent was very accurate, and then the tide started to change with turnovers going in favor of Illinois State.
4 straight possessions That ended with 4 straight turnovers for the SEMO offense, and Illinois State knew what to do with it as they took full advantage, even though it was a pretty tough day running the ball. Winkers Wright able to score, and then the home run ball to Sopkowitz.
And that's the key, is taking advantage of those turnovers. 21-0 with the turnovers, and here was the pick 6 from Jake Anderson. Rumbling all the way down for a touchdown, getting in the end zone, and they come back over the top with a beautiful throw from Rittenhouse to Xavier Lloyd.
Rittenhouse 18 of 23 in the first half. He is connected with 7 different receivers. All Redbirds here at the break. Winkers Wright in this offense cooking. We'll be back with more from Cape Girardeau after these words. Halftime, Illinois State out in front of SEMO, 28-7 here from Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Opening round of the FCS playoffs. Sean Kinney, Jay Sunhalter. Here comes the snow. You know it's playoff season when we get the snow falling. Boy, you go back to the first half. What a quarter for Illinois State, taking advantage of the mistakes by SEMO. 4 takeaways in that second quarter.
Yeah, led to 21 points, Sean, and Tommy Rittenhouse, 17 for 23, 233 yards, 0 interceptions. He's been very effective. This offense has been clicking, but it's because of the defense setting them up with opportunities with field position where they had short fields and playing complementary football. The defense and offense really playing well, especially in that second quarter.
Rittenhouse has been in control of this offense, his first postseason start. You see the offense, and for both teams, it's been tough chugging on the ground. The vast majority of the offense coming through the air.
Yeah, we thought the running game would get going, especially for the Redbirds, but Winkers Wright not able to really get any yardage on the ground. Very tough, but the passing game has been good for Illinois State.
Well, leading by 21, expect a steady dose of Winkers Wright in this second half.
He only had 9 carries for 13 yards, but you would expect he's going to try to wear down this defense, especially in the fourth quarter. He had the 1 critical touchdown on the goal line, but he's their go-to player.
And SEMO is going to need their leader to really step up in this second half. Can this Red Hawk defense create some turnovers in Bryce Norman?
Well, he does not want this to be his last half of football, and he's got to match the turnovers on the other side, try to create some spark plays and get his team going.
Look at some of the numbers from the first half. Wright, not much luck running the football. He does have the short touchdown run. Norman leading like usual with the 6 tackles, and then the big guy from Illinois State, that long interception return. Points off turnovers, the difference thus far. Second half coming up. SEMO will get it when we come back. You're watching the opening round of the 2024 FCS Football Championship. A cold and snowy afternoon from Cape Girardeau, Missouri, the home of the SEMO Redhawks. And right now, this home fan base in a little bit of shock, uncharted territory. They have not lost at home this year, but they start this second half trailing Illinois State 28-7. SEMO to get the football first after deferring to start this game, and this is Brandon Epton, just nowhere to go. Special teams flying downfield for Illinois State. All right, Jay, let's talk adjustments beginning, if any, for SEMO in this offense.
Well, for the offense right now, Paxton DeLauren's been really good through the year, but his wide receivers have to help him out. Coming back to the football and these one-on-one balls, they've got to find a way to come out with them. And I think also too, Sean, even though you're down 21 points, you have to mix in the running game a little bit just to keep the defense off balance.
DeLauren threw only 10 interceptions over the course of the regular season. You see the 2 picks in one half of action today. From his own 12-yard line, they come out throwing, and a catch is made. Donnie Cheers, who has been the most reliable target. Cheers with his 7th catch of the day. and a good start on first down.
And Cheers was fantastic in the first half. Had 12 catches coming into the ball game, and now 7 on the day. And they've had a good connection. Those two really working well together.
Cheers with 7 catches. The Marshall transfer, Pedro with 5. Smith has 3 catches. Anderson the touchdown grab. Second down and short. Time in the pocket. Into double coverage. Nearly intercepted. That was Cannon who got his hands on it. Good coverage by the Illinois State secondary as they had Pedro sandwiched.
And Cannon, 3 pass breakups already here today. And great effort going back. Almost able to bring it in one-handed. But Cannon's been all over the field.
Mark Cannon wearing a new number this year. He changed his number to 7 this season. That was the very first number he wore when he started playing football back in his early childhood years. Third down and 2. Kneecap comes in untouched, throwing on the run, and it's caught. First down, it's the freshman Brown. Good job there by DeLore, and it looked like Kneecap was even stunned as he blitzed through that center gap.
And they had to have this pickup. And Brown, the freshman, just kind of working to the inside. It was a curl route and just kept hanging in there, finding the eyes of DeLore and coming back for it.
Huge third down conversion. This is DeLore. This time he's dumped, sacked back at the 29-yard line. Anderson was in there.
And here comes the pass rush right up the middle. Anderson, Jalen Gaines on the outside. Those two working together to come away with the sack. It was those two guys, Sean, that created that interception return for Anderson as well. They're really doing a good job getting pressure and staying underneath the pad level of the offensive line of SEMO.
Gaines, who plays that jack position, which is the boundary side linebacker, and this one nearly intercepted. Again, a dangerous throw, and that was Abdullah who nearly had the pick.
DeLore has to be careful, because right now Illinois State's just sitting there, reading the eyes and jumping in these passing lanes. I know you're down 21, but again, the secondary is just reading past every single play, sitting in that zone coverage.
This is a defense right now for Illinois State that has 9 secondary linebackers out there, just 2 down linemen. Third and long, DeLawrence going to try to loft, and he throws a perfectly timed ball downfield to Tristan Smith. Despite the 8 players for Illinois State, a good 10-15 yards downfield.
And Tristan Smith doing a good job right behind the linebackers. That wall of coverage kind of hides behind them. DeLore extended the play with his legs. 32 yards in the completion, and now DeLore will take off as he is pursued by the true freshman, Ben Harmon. He'll pick up positive yards as he scoots out of bounds near the 35. Sean, you just feel like this drive has to result in points for SEMO and pick up a couple big third downs. They're moving the ball well. Again, it's about execution. This offensive line played pretty well in the first half, but they have to continue to protect for their quarterback.
Second down and 4. DeLore wanted to go right, now settles that way, and he short hops Dorian Anderson, bringing up another third down. Hey, you mentioned that offensive line for SEMO. Trey Gibbs in there at right tackle today. No Rashad Turner. You have Yusef Sengo Kendrick, who's a true freshman at right guard. The veteran is their center, and Six Killer, who's making his 27th consecutive start today.
And he's the leader up front and wants to be a coach when his playing career is over, and a versatile player that's played guard and tackle, just the rock of the offensive line.
SEMO looking to convert their 3rd straight third down on this drive. Pressure up the middle. DeLore lofts, and it's caught. Cam Pedro this time with the catch. DeLore just continues to deliver under duress these high pressure throws.
And he has an innate ability to get out of the pocket and throw accurate balls when he's off platform. That's off his back foot, falling away. He extends the play for Pedro.
25 yards, 1st and goal on the slant, touchdown. Donnie Cheers and SEMO back in this football game.
Well, Sean, you know during the halftime break, There was going to be a response. There's going to be a motivated locker room coming out, and this was an impressive drive. DeLaurent knew where he was going with the ball. Cheers. Huge day so far with the touchdown and this offense. That's how easy they can make it look when they're clicking.
Ten plays, 88 yards. DeLaurent a perfect 4 for 4 throwing the ball on third down on that drive. He hooks up with Donnie Cheers. For Cheers, it's his first touchdown of the season. A little bit of life early in this third quarter from the Redhawks. Tom Matukowicz, Southeast Missouri, back in the playoffs for the second time in the last 3 years. Opportunity to host this year, and he has found a weapon today on the edge in Donnie Cheers, an offense, a high-octane offense that normally relies on Cam Pedro, Tristan Smith, Dorian Anderson, but it's been this young man, a redshirt freshman out of Marion High School, with a career day.
He's going to have an opportunity to step into an even bigger role next year in his time throughout the program. He's a rising star.
Jalen Carr on the return, takes it out past the 25. The ball popped free late. And again, we kind of talked about it as the two teams separated and went into their respective locker rooms. This was a real chippy first half, and the intensity just kept building right before the break, and they have certainly carried that over into the early stages of this third quarter.
Yeah, post whistle, there's a lot of pushing and shoving, and you're right, it's carried over into the second half. And with what's on the line and what this game means, you know, it's evident both sides willing to lay it all out there, but you have to be careful. We've already seen one player kicked out of this ball game.
So Tommy Rittenhouse, who was spectacular in the first half, and he picks up where he left off. This is Sobkowitz with the big stiff arm, and Sobkowitz steps out of bounds at the 46, a gain of 17. You know, you go back to the play of Rittenhouse. What a first half for him, as he's been on cue with all his throws.
19 for 24 and making all the right decisions. 0 interceptions, and he's been able to drive the ball down the field. Looks very comfortable in the pocket.
First and 10 from the 45. This will be Casper with it. Eddie Casper, who hung up the skis and the ski shoes to play football. This is one of the top skiers in all of Wisconsin growing up, and made the commitment to football midway through high school. His uncle was one of the best to put on an Iowa Hawkeye jersey back in his day. Nowhere to go on the ground, and a third down for Illinois State.
And with Casper, you can see those skills that translate onto the football field. And right now with Wright, there's nowhere to go. There has to be a push up front and a crease. And for him, it's just been tough with that defensive line getting penetration.
This crowd trying to make some noise. Third down and 4. The ball just on the SEMO side of midfield. Casper in motion. Rittenhouse deep drop. Ball deflected as he tried to hit the tight end. Pressure up the middle. Sam Houck, the transfer, able to get his hands on it.
Well, Sam Houck has really come on strong here the last 4 weeks after being injured earlier on in the year. Just beats the pass rush. That right arm held. The left arm gets up, though, to knock it down.
Mentioned Houck really playing well of late. It was a little bit slow out of the gate this year. He battled through some injuries early in the season, missed a couple of weeks of fall camp, but boy, he is healthy and playing real good football late for Southeast Missouri. SEMO and this offense back out onto the field after the 34-yard punt, down 14. 12th all-time meeting, Illinois State, Southeast Missouri. Right now, the Redbirds out in front of the Redhawks, 28-14. A couple of noon Eastern kicks to begin the road to Frisco. Out on the East Coast, Rhode Island, early stages, third quarter. They lead Central Connecticut by a score of 14-7. Everything else coming up later today and then late tonight. Second offensive series of this third quarter. DeLaurent dodges knee camp, and nothing panned out downfield, so he'll wisely just throw it away.
And Illinois State only rushing 4. DeLaurent has an ability, though, with his size, 6'5". He's got quickness in the pocket, gets away from knee camp, and just has to throw it away.
No intentional grounding on that last throw by DeLaurent. He has just brought such stability to this program. Prior to his arrival in 2022, this is a program that had used a transfer quarterback in 8 straight years. Looking to hook up with Anderson downfield, overshot everybody. Amodia was the closest defender, but going back to DeLaurent, you go through those 8 years and man, they just rolled through the quarterbacks. It was Kyle Snyder, Tay Bender, Jesse Hoskett, Daniel Santacanarina, Andrew Bunch, C.J. Obana before DeLaurent arrived, and the job he's done the last 3 seasons.
They needed a guy, to somebody to build up upon, but also a leader, and he has been all of that and more, and just taken his game to the next level through his offseason work.
Third down, tip drill. Jackson has his second interception. Keandre Jackson willing his way, touchdown! The senior from Freeport, and the 5th takeaway for the Redbird defense, 30 yards.
Now, tip balls are issues for quarterbacks, and here it is, ball up in the air. Keandre Jackson, perfect timing in the right spot, and here just knows how to finish it off, getting in the end zone. This defense has taken over the ball game.
His second interception today, and this is the captain of the defense delivering. Point after is up, and it is through. And Illinois State and their captain, Keandre Jackson, back up 21.
And you want your seniors to play the best ball of their career and come up with big plays in critical moments. And for Jackson on the road in the playoffs, he's definitely leading the way. And here's Cannon, a lot of contact. The late shove, that ball gets tipped up in the air, and the defensive backs really working well together in coverage.
Things weren't all roses this year for Illinois State. They were on the home turf back on October 12th back at Hancock Stadium. They were blown out by Missouri State 41-7. Season could have went one of 2 ways, but Keandre Jackson, the moment the coaches were done talking with the team that particular day, Jackson called an only players meeting, and Brock Spack talked about it. He's not a big fan of those only player meetings, but he trusted his captain, Keandre Jackson. And ever since that meeting, this team has not lost a game. They've won 5 straight in a commanding lead here in the third quarter today.
And he told us, I don't know what was said, but whatever was said in that meeting was received well, and he trusted Keandre, and just kind of a spur-of-the-moment meeting where Keandre and the other leaders wanted to get everybody together and really redirect their season.
And Spack talked about it. When you go deep into these playoffs, you need a player-driven team, and this would be a player-driven team thanks to leaders like Jackson. So Simo from the 25-yard line, DeLaurent pumps. Now he'll just tuck and run. He'll go north-south. Niekamp drags him down. DeLaurent rushes ahead for 4.
Only 8 rushing attempts on the day for Simo. 43 attempts through the air. So this defense just sitting back, and 3 interceptions, but that's not indicative of how well DeLaurent has played. These are tip balls and plays where necessarily haven't gone his way, but he's throwing good balls.
Trying to set up a screen as they get Cam Pedro to operate in space. Pedro will pick up the first down. Lasso down by Dylan Gearhart, but a first down for the Red Hawks.
Cam Pedro Well, out and in. And you let your offensive line, Kobe Six Killer, out in front, leading the charge.
They get rid of it quickly. This is Epton able to scoot to the corner, and another good gain, 10 more yards, up to the 46 for Brandon Epton. What a story for this young man. You talk about perseverance. He was involved in a serious car accident. He's been limited to just 5 games, but following the car accident, the Jeep he was riding in landed on him. It ended up with a broken wrist, several injuries to his ribs, and then an L1, L5 fracture. So they thought his season was done, but he made a triumphant return to the gridiron a couple of weeks ago. Well, he talks about what type of person he is in this modern era of college football, where you've lost that chunk of the season. You might just say, let's redshirt and protect it, but he wanted to be a part of something special.
And they admire him and wanting to come back and be a part of this team.
And here he goes, Epton to the outside, a flag flies. Brandon Epton and the Red Hawks on the march downfield, but let's see if this flag will go against SEMO. Usually on these quick throws, it's the vicinity of a hold by one of the receivers. And that's exactly what it is, Dorian Anderson.
And there it is on the outside. Smith just holding on a little bit too long as Epton was going towards the sideline. But back to him, you know, for him to show that toughness through injury, wanting to come back, and just earned so much respect. And the coaching staff just talked about how mature of a player and person he is.
Return to the lineup November 16th, rush for a career high 126 against Western Illinois, and that was an emotional comeback for him. Here he is as he falls ahead up to the 41-yard line. Good news with that holding penalty, even though it nullified the big play to Epton, it happened so far downfield that they're still on schedule as far as second down goes.
Cheers comes back into the ball game. Number 81 lined up in the slot. Been the go-to wide receiver today.
On the draw, up ahead, Epton uses the block from Six Killer, and now he lost the football. Epton had it stripped, and let's see if they're going to say he was down or not. No indication from the official. It is a fumble, and it's another takeaway for Illinois State.
It's Keandre Jackson who stripped it loose.
First down.
Watch number 3 as this ball goes up the middle. Keandre Jackson
is under further review.
Wraps up. And we'll get a review, another look at this. This is going to be close, but the ball comes loose as the knee hits the ground.
And in this case, it'd be his backside as you see Epton fall backwards. And like you said, Jay, that right leg was it down before that ball popped loose. Jackson with the strip, and then the one healthy hand of Jalen Gaines was able to pounce on it. This is going to be close.
Yeah, this is as close as it gets. Now, does that ball move as he's going towards the ground, or does he have firm hold on it? That will be the question, and the evidence is irrefutable.
It is just uncanny what we have seen by this Illinois State defense. 6 takeaways. A defense that created 14 through 12 weeks of regular season football.
And it's resulted in 28 points. That's been the difference in today's game.
Regardless of how this call goes, how about the game from Keandre Jackson? We talked about how the playoffs are born for those senior leaders. How will they respond and set the tone? this call stands, Jackson responsible for 3 of those takeaways all by himself. Let's listen in.
After further review, the player was down by contact. No fumble on the play. First down.
Simo dodges a bullet.
Yeah, for Epton, that knee went down, still had it, and then the ball comes loose, but that's huge. Now they have to take advantage of this second chance. Only down 21 points, but as quick as this offense can score, they need to continue to play up-tempo and execute.
Smith, Pedro, and Cheers, the 3 receivers to the top. DeLawrence left. 6'7" Dorian Anderson to the right. Epton, the running back. The drive stays alive for Southeast Missouri, and now...
Correction. Play was down to the 34-yard line. Makes it 3rd down. 3rd and 1.
So they're going to have to reposition the chains. They had already signaled first down and had repositioned the chains along the far side, but with the ball being down at the 34, that sets up a 3rd and 1.
4-down territory. Cheers comes out of the ball game, and Peyton Brown comes in with a 2-back set.
And now movement on this inexperienced offensive line. We talked about the youth up front. A depleted unit without 3 of their September starters. Preston Clipper, our referee, with a long conversation.
False start, offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
So that's Trey Gibbs, who's in there at right tackle for the injured Rashad Turner.
Only the 3rd penalty on the day for Simo. Just a little flinch on the right side. Now 3rd and 6 coming up.
Well, obviously, if you're Matukowicz, 4-down territory, down 21, so you can script up a couple of plays to get the necessary 6 yards.
Illinois State showing pressure. Will they drop out? Niekamp, number 46, right in the middle.
They drop out. They run Tampa coverage. 3rd down, taking a shot into a double team, and another interception. There is a flag down, though. Ball is picked off Tion Parks, but again, a flag down. A lot of contact as DeLawrence threw that right into the heart of a double team.
Pass interference, the defense, number 1. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
All right, DeLawrence going for it all. Oh, I don't see it. Not much contact at all. And Simo's calling for the flag. Sean, there was not much contact, especially with how these wide receivers and DBs have been physical today.
Illinois State bench can't believe it. 1st down and 10, and a pretty good hole opens up for Brown as he rumbles up near the 20. So Simo living very dangerously on this drive. A couple of would-be turnovers are nullified, one by the review, the other by a penalty.
Yeah, they're hanging in there. I'll tell you what, they have to find a way to score here, and with their passing game, this defense is still reading the pass with no threat of the run.
2nd down and 6. They will move the pocket for the 6'5" Giant, and just unable to get anything on that throw as he puts it at the feet of his receiver. Pressure that time by Nick Kessler, and a 3rd down.
Kessler coming off the backside to force DeLawrence just to get rid of the ball. And this defense, again, led by defensive coordinator Travis Niekamp, has shown different looks, trying to disguise things, especially on 3rd down. The previous 3rd down, they dropped the pressure playing Tampa 2. Now they're showing pressure again with 6 guys on the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 6. They run a stunt. It's picked up. The throw is intercepted off the deflection. Can Pedro had to go right through his arms, and another takeaway, and this one will stand for Illinois State. Paul Omodia, who has a fumble recovery in this game, adds an interception.
Second interception on the year, and as SEMO was starting to get confidence going, Omodia comes away with it. This defense has been all over the field. 6 turnovers on the day for Illinois State. Illinois State's defense has been opportunistic today. 28 points created from turnovers, and Paul Omodia gets this interception. This ball should have been caught. Another drop ball. I know it's a little bit on the backside, but you've got to haul that in, and Omodia comes away with it.
Yeah, Johnny on the spot for the redshirt freshman out of Richmond, Texas. Now back-to-back weeks with an interception. His first 2 career picks. And Illinois State will look to work on this clock a little bit, leading 35-14, and an offense that hasn't been able to run the football, but boy, their quarterback, Tommy Rittenhouse, has been able to move it at will against this defense throwing it.
The difference has been the turnovers. No interceptions, only 1 turnover for Illinois State compared to 6 on the other side. They've been protecting the football. And Winker's right. Who's been so good throughout the year. You could tell the focus has been stopping the run. There just hasn't been lanes for him to get through.
Jakias Brown hitting him hard on that last run, setting up a 3rd and 3. Wright will stay in the game. 2 receivers to the top. That's Bartol, the tight end, in motion, lines up as the H-back left. Rittenhouse on 3rd and 3. Low snap, digs it out, fires a strike. It's caught. Sobkowitz on a first down up to the 29-yard line, a gain of 10.
Who else? 7th catch on the day. Sobkowitz knows how to get open. He's a professional route runner. Deep in route, gets away from the pressure, just makes it look easy with another hands catch.
Top 7 all-time in the long history of Illinois State football when you look at the career of Dan Sobkowitz. First down run, picks up 2 yards. You know, you go back to Tommy Rittenhouse, and we're watching this young man make his first postseason start. This was a
timeout on the field for an injured player. Officials timeout.
Injury timeout. That's Jake Pope, who is down, the starting right tackle. But Rittenhouse, a young man who just waited for his time. He sat on the bench the last couple of years, backing up Zach Annexstad, who transferred in, did a good job, but he was unable to finish the season the last couple of years. So Rittenhouse started 2 games a couple of seasons ago. He started the final 3 games last year. Then they bring in Jake Rubley out of the transfer portal from Kansas State. So he had a competition with Rubley. Rittenhouse won that fall camp, and this offense has not missed a beat with him, and the dimension that he adds both throwing and running the football.
He has looked so good this year, and he opens up the playbook with that running ability and just the balance he gives Tony Peterson, the offensive coordinator, and for him, he's just gotten that next level accuracy and the trust from the coaching staff.
Forced to throw it away here. You saw Jake Pope able to walk off on his own power, replaced by Brandon Smith. 3rd down and 8 for Rittenhouse. Played his high school days for head coach Bob McMillan at St. Francis High School, Geneva, Illinois native, who has some connections to Iowa City. His sister Hannah, part of the Hawkeye soccer team, and Brock Spack just raved about the play of his young junior quarterback this year. How comfortable he is with this offense. He's not a big guy. He's under 6 feet tall, 5'11". 3rd down and 8. He will loft it, looking for Sobkowitz, and good coverage that time. Nowhere to go with it. Octavius Henderson. And Illinois State will send out the punting unit.
And the fans over on Illinois State want a flag. Octavius Henderson grabbing with that left hand, just jolted the shoulder pads. No call.
Hayden Futch on the punt for the 2nd time. True freshman Brennan Remy awaiting the kick. Here they come, and the punter goes down, but no flag, and now Remy lost it, and it's scooped up by Illinois State. The Redbirds do it again, and now it's the special teams getting involved. Cam Wilson able to scoop it up.
The ball was muffed and recovered by Illinois State. Ball cannot be advanced. First down, Illinois State.
And Cam Wilson just hustles from the other side of the field. You see 25 on the left side of the screen. Just runs it down, beating the SEMO players. And this offense, again, great field position, capitalizing on the 7 turnovers.
They fake it to right. Rittenhouse, nothing open, so he will tuck and run, and he will go head first. Dives up ahead to the 23-yard line, a gain of 9 for Rittenhouse.
Sean, only his 2nd carry on the day, and we haven't seen him much in the running game, but he is so good, quick, knowing when to pick his spots. Picks up positive yards.
You see his size. He grew up a big Drew Brees fan. And wouldn't you know it, Brock's back from his days at Purdue with Joe Tiller. Long relationship with Drew, and an opportunity for the players to coach via Zoom with Drew during the offseason. And for Rittenhouse, you know, you put it all in perspective. His parents were seniors at Purdue when Drew Brees was putting up those record-breaking numbers.
And those special seasons with the Boilermakers, and Brock's back.
Loss of a yard.
And just that relationship that he has with Drew Brees and Rittenhouse, it's amazing how those kind of come full circle, and how you have special stories, and Rittenhouse looking up to Brees, and now an opportunity to pick his brain.
3rd down and 2. This will be right, and this will be really close. Not a great spot for the Redbirds, and they're going to mark him short. So a 4th down upcoming, and a decision for Spack in this offense. Wright's going to leave holding his wrist. Inside 2 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Matt Lawson replaces Wright, a 1,000-yard rusher getting attended to. 4th down, less than a yard at the 23. They will hand it off in 2nd and 3rd effort, and again, this will all be depending on the spot, and it looks like SEMO's defense is going to resist and cause the turnover on downs for the 2nd time today.
You've got to give this defense a lot of credit. They're hanging in there. Down, they have to get off the field. They get the pressure. There's nowhere to go. Right there, there's a penetration, the initial hit by Sam Keeper up the middle. Then his teammates fly over to make the play.
McCoy Casey, who they describe as having a non-stop motor, able to slide in after Keeper had stood the running back up. And this defense continues to give DeLaurent and the offense opportunities. Paxton DeLaurent will hand the football off. Epton able to get to the corner where he is drugged down literally by the jersey. Jalen Gaines playing with that broken hand, able to get that hand up on the jersey and rip him down. A gain of 6.
For SEMO, every drive has to be up tempo. You have to try to keep as much time left on this clock.
The 51st pass attempt of the day. Ball up in the air, and Pete and Anderson nearly had his 2nd interception. Jake Anderson inches away from another pick for the 295-pound sophomore down tackle.
The arm going forward. Does Gaines with the hit again, and the pressure. Look at that Gaines just flying in. Sean, the hustle that he's played with. He's got a cast on that right hand. Knocks it loose with the left, and Anderson, the 6'5", 290-pound sophomore. 1 interception, almost got his 2nd.
3rd down and 11. Here they come. They bring everybody. DeLaurent throws and some contact, and a flag will fly. Amodia got tangled up with the receiver downfield as Illinois State brought the house.
Yeah, everybody came on this play. Dylan Girardeau, the safety, is the one bringing pressure.
Pass interference, defense, number 23. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
There's Girardeau right up the middle, 16, trying to affect the play, and there's the late push from Amodia on Cheers.
So the penalty keeps the drive alive. It will give SEMO a 1st down. Epton comes split to the bottom of the screen. 1st and 10. DeLaurent straight drop, trying to direct some traffic, and this throw sailed on him as he overshot Tristan Smith.
Now the defense playing cover 2 shell. 5 guys just backpedaling the middle of the field. Everything underneath is open. They're trying to keep all passing plays in front. They don't want to give up a big play over the top.
This defense responsible for 7 takeaways, really the 6th. Special teams creating that 7th turnover. Dylan Girardeau and company getting the job done. 2nd down and 10. Good pocket forms, wide open downfield. It's Smith. Tristan Smith with the catch, now trying to work some magic, and then he gets popped as he runs into the arms of Reese Edwards. Biggest play from scrimmage, 38 yards in the afternoon for SEMO. See if they can get one more play off before the end of the quarter as they sprint up, but they will not be able to do that. And that's how the quarter will end.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
Paxton, DeLaurent, and this Red Hawk offense with some work to do, down 21. This Illinois State defense spoiling the fun. Boy, they have brought the lumber today. 7 takeaways. Jackson, a couple of those interceptions. Redbirds lead as we march to the 4th. Paxton DeLaurent has thrown for 360 yards today. 38 of those yards on the final play of the 3rd quarter as he was able to hook up with Tristan Smith, and then the feistiness which we have seen really from the opening kick. A lot on the line as we welcome you back to Cape Girardeau. Houck Stadium, the setting, the home of the Red Hawks of Southeast Missouri. As we start 4th quarter action, Illinois State able to get to DeLaurent. It's Abdullah, it's Niekamp, the 2 linebackers converging at the quarterback.
And those linebackers have been so active today. They work in tandem. Those inside backers, cross splits, Niekamp, Abdullah, finding a way to crash that pocket and get to DeLaurent.
3rd sack today for Illinois State. Loss of 6 puts it back at the 31. 2nd down. DeLaurent hit as he throws, near side, caught, brought in by Pedro. Did he get a foot in? No. They're going to say out of bounds. Man, what an effort though by Cam Pedro.
3rd and long for the Red Hawks.
Comes the pressure on DeLaurent. Throws this ball up, and that right foot is in. They're going to review this, Sean.
Yeah, this crowd just saw it on the huge jumbotron beyond the end zone. Everybody up on their feet trying to get Matukowicz and this coaching staff to take another look at it.
And Sean, when that right foot hit, does he maintain possession? And here's Pedro. Heck of a job high pointing this ball.
Southeast Missouri.
Foot's in. Does that ball move?
So SEMO is going to use a timeout.
This will be a 30-second timeout. 30 seconds.
To me, that ball kind of moves at the last second, and It's going to be the key point because that foot was definitely inbounds. Yeah, and see that ball, Sean, he never really maintains possession. It's moving all the way through.
And SEMO gets caught up in the moment. They use a timeout just hoping that the officials would take another look at it. But as you saw with that ball popping free, it ends up being a lost timeout. 3rd down and 16. Some work to do for Epton, who barrels his way about 1.5 yards shy of the 1st down. And again, you see Abdullah back near the quarterback as he got tied up with Jamarcus Hill. Meantime, SEMO lined up ready to go for it. And now Illinois State is going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
This will be a 30-second timeout.
They realize
Correction. This will be a full timeout.
They realize the significance of this play coming up. A stop here for the Redbirds would certainly dampen the party for SEMO. Big play when we return. 28 unanswered first half points, the difference for Illinois State. Early stages, 4th quarter, and maybe the play of the game if you're SEMO, trying to keep that candle lit for a big 4th quarter rally. 4th and 1.5 yards. DeLaurent looking for that throwback over the middle, tipped away and incomplete. I believe it was Cannon who got a hand on it. And this defense, again, bending. They've allowed over 400+ yards, but they will not break on the road.
And Cannon coming into today's ball game, 4 pass breakups today, 4 for himself, 8 on the year. DeLaurent was trying to hide. He's got pressure knee camp right in his face. He just had to give Pedro a chance. But Cannon all over the field, and this defense again with the turnovers, the 4th down stops, they've been fantastic.
Defensive coordinator Travis Niekamp, his 7th year in Normal, guiding this defense, and he knows what it takes to win in these playoffs. He spent a couple of years in Missoula at Montana in a previous stop before coming to Illinois State, and now this offense will go to work. Keep in mind, though, there's no Winkers right. We saw him head off to the locker room with what appeared to be a wrist hand injury, so you will see a lot of Matt Lawson and Seth Glatz. 2nd down, and this will be Glatz with his first touch, and he burst into the 2nd wave and a 1st down up to the 29-yard line. The junior transfer in from Western Illinois.
And for Glatz in this running game, you're missing Winkers right. Your all-conference player, one of your best players, and holding his wrist. They'll need him as they continue on. They finish out this ball game. But what a year Wright has had, and for Glatz and Lawson, it's all about protecting the football here in the 4th.
Right back to Glatz with it. 1st-year transfer out of Western Illinois. He enrolled in classes last January and had the luxury of playing spring ball, going through it. So it was a smooth transition after his 2 years with Western. Young man that grew up in Morton, Illinois. Illinois State actually tried to recruit him in his senior year in high school, but made the decision to start at Western, and they talked about how he's a completely different player, really benefited from those 2 seasons, and now he's going to get some clutch touches late with the injury to Wright. You see him cut back and pick up good yardage. The surge takes him up to the 34.
He's had a couple good runs on this drive, and not only is it important to use the clock, also, though, if you can pick up 1st downs and get a fresh set of downs in the running game, it is so dejecting to a defense.
This offensive line, Gaudet, Barnhart, Goditis, Woodard, and Jake Pope, left to right. 3rd down, 3rd and 5. Rittenhouse will throw, and this one a rarity this afternoon behind Casper. And Illinois State will have to give the football back to SEMO with 11:21 to play.
Well, I'm surprised they went through the air. Even though it's 3rd and medium, thought they would have kept it on the ground to continue to churn the clock. And it'll stop here as SEMO's offense gets ready to come back out on the field.
4th straight drive that did not result in any type of offense for the Redbirds. Futch gets the punt away, and fair catch signaled for back at the 26. It's a punt of 40 yards. DeLaurent and this offense goes back to work. Conference leading SEMO out of the Big South Ohio Valley 35-14. Don't forget the NCAA FCS Championship coverage continues next Saturday with 2nd round games on ESPN+. For more information, go to ncaa.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. SEMO 1 of 3 Big South Ohio Valley Conference teams in the fray this year, which was a good year for the conference. First time that's happened since 2013. You look at what Illinois State has forced today. SEMO has been pretty good taking care of the football, but that has just blew up in their face. 7 turnovers. 2nd down and 10. DeLaurent high throw, and this one nearly picked off again. Dylan Girardeau. And these two safeties, when you have Girardeau and Jackson on the back end and their experience, man, what a luxury to have.
And they just read the eyes of the quarterback, sitting back, just reading, reacting, and Girardeau almost comes away with that one. Has 9 tackles as well, leading Illinois State on the day, and he's just one of those quiet leaders, Sean, in the back end. Him and Jackson complement each other so well. He
actually went through senior day festivities a year ago. Not sure if he was going to come back for his 6th season. Made the decision to pursue his MBA, and here he is. Throw downfield, and it's jarred at the last second. And Tion Parks, these corners continue to make plays. Both Parks and Cannon with a number of PBUs.
This is excellent technique. Parks initially gets beat. Instead of running into the body of Smith, looks at his eyes, and when the arms go up, he just uses that right arm to knock the ball loose. That is perfect, well-coached play on the defensive end from Parks.
Logan Leftrick on the punt for the first time. We saw Heston punt on their only other opportunity earlier in the game. Illinois State plays conservative, making sure no fake was dialed up. Casper's going to back away from this punt that drives inside the 30 and takes a sideways bounce out of bounds. A punt of 48 yards for Leftrick. Winner of this game will head to the West Coast next week, where the 5 seed out of the Big Sky, UC Davis, awaits. The top seed is Montana State. Remember, top 8 seeds all earned a bye. That's the reward they get for having outstanding regular seasons. Idaho, UC Davis, South Dakota joining Montana State as the top seeded teams on this side of the bracket. And we talked about Montana State. That is the team on paper right now, the favorite, just by their body and work so far over the past 3.5 months.
They're the top 5 in offense and defense. And there's a reason why they are the #1 seed, because there's no weaknesses on the outside. They have the bye week where they can get fresh, but they're going to be a tough out in this playoff race.
You know, it's always fun to see when the different conferences come together and what Illinois State has going for them. And like any other team from the Missouri Valley Football Conference is the history of this conference and the ability to perform in these playoffs. This one knocked into the air, incomplete.
UC Davis has a star quarterback in Miles Hastings and strong running back in Lynn Learson, and the winner of this ball game will be on the road. And as this ball gets tipped, Have a hot potato almost picked off. And Sean, you know, a little bit surprised here that they're not running the football and using the clock. Incompletion, and now you figure they've got to throw the ball here on 3rd down.
That's exactly what Rittenhouse will do. He uncorks it near side, and Preston with the catch, spun out of the initial arm tackle, but is going to be shoved out of bounds shy of the 1st down by Henderson, and that is not what Illinois State wanted. Brock Spack and offensive coordinator Tony Peterson, they throw the 2nd down incompletion, and then a short hook up to the tight end, and they're forced to give the football back. You don't want to keep that door open.
And I know you've got the lead and you're comfortable right now, but you've got to use more clock, and you've got to shorten this ball game up and limit the opportunities on the other side.
Hayden Futch has been busy, his 4th punt of this 2nd half, and he will get the advantage of a fortuitous bounce as this one rolls inside the 25 and finally comes to a rest at the 24-yard line. It's a punt of 44 yards. Illinois State, nothing has changed in this 4th quarter. The Redbirds on the road, lead it by 21. Fourth quarter action here from Cape Girardeau, and right now Illinois State with the lead, 35-14. You take a look at the top 4 seeds. Montana State trying to win their first championship. It's been nearly 4 decades. North Dakota State has history on their side, the most all-time with their 9 FCS titles. And then the Jacks, not a lot of people talking about South Dakota State, back-to-back champions from Brookings, looking for number 3.
A number 3 seed that's kind of laying low there, and not a lot of talk about them, and they have the momentum from those championship and had another great year.
1st down. This one knocked away, incomplete. They were looking for Pedro. And Pedro's had a good day in his first FCS playoff game. 8 catches, 99 yards. Donnie Cheers with a career afternoon, 8 for 84. Smith has went over 100 yards. Simo's picked up the yardage, 419 in all. But again, if you're just joining us, 7 turnovers the difference in this football game. 2nd down and 10. This is Pedro, and this time he hangs on. Showed some grit, knew he was going to pay the price. Hit by Amodia, and a 1st down into plus territory.
Yeah, nice throw from DeLaurent. Amodia just drills Pedro and able to focus all the way through.
18 yards now on the underneath route. This is Cheers. Donnie Cheers struggling his way toward the Simo sideline. Pushed out of bounds by LaVoice Deontay McCoy, bringing up a 2nd and short.
And for DeLaurent, you have to read the coverage. These safeties playing back, linebackers bailing as well. The middle of the field underneath is wide open.
2nd down and 2. He will check down once again. This is Smith with the catch and a 1st down as he runs it up inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. So nickel and diming their way down, as you mentioned, just reading those safeties, taking what the Redbirds are giving them.
And the key here is you cannot afford to have another turnover. You just have to be cautious here. Just continue to move the chains.
4-man rush. They break through. That was Kessler who got through. DeLaurent lofts it into the end zone, and it's knocked away. Boy, a battle in the back of the end zone with Anderson and Omedia. And Paul Omedia, like he has pretty much all day, wins that battle.
And Omedia just keeps fighting here and moving his arms, trying to knock the ball loose. And this secondary, when they watch film tomorrow, they're going to see a lot of toughness and dislodging a ball and just really being physical with the wide receivers of SEMO.
2nd down, Illinois State went into the neutral zone, and the flag comes in.
Outside, defense, number 40. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
That's their young freshman, Coyote Amusement, a bit too anxious that time.
He's on the edge going against Jamarcus Hill, trying to get off the ball quick.
Young player just trying to make a play. They bring their reliable outside backer Gaines back in on this second down. DeLaurent floats it right side. Making the catch is Peyton Brown, and he'll pick up the first down as he takes it to the 14-yard line, a gain of 9.
And DeLaurent got out of the pocket. Again, this offensive line, this is tough for them because these D linemen are pinning their ears back, and they're fighting up front, giving their quarterback time. He found Brown as an outlet.
Inside the red zone for the 5th time today. Remember, this is a SEMO offense, 91% on the year in converting inside the red zone. Today, just 2 for 4. A couple of turnovers in that piece of the equation. Pressure comes from the freshman, Ben Harmon, and DeLaurent was forced to throw it away. Second down. Now you look at this Illinois State defensive line. Ben Harmon seeing more reps today. There was no Jake Siegel. They're hoping to get him back next week. Harmon, a young freshman who they were watching closely throughout the year. He had played his 4 games, but now since you're into the playoffs, that doesn't count toward your redshirt status. So they've been able to protect a year of eligibility and get him some key reps, and he's ready to contribute.
He's ahead of the game as a pass rusher. Continues to build more strength, but he's got a bright future in the program.
Jackson times it beautifully as he deflects it away. Third down.
The depth has been tested with this defensive line and throughout the whole roster, really, for both teams. And talk about Harmon, one of those key players that's really taking advantage of this late playing time.
Let's go back to your playing days as a tight end, Jay. You ever have a quarterback throw the football 69 times in a game?
I have not.
This is the 69th toss, and it's an interception, and it goes to Ty Niekamp. There is a flag down, though. So
Offside, defense number 50. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
So the second time on this drive where the Redbirds are too anxious, and it's Gaines who's played a whale of a game.
It's the jump right in front. Harmon, again, just trying to get to the quarterback quick. And Gaines, you're right, Sean. Just an outstanding effort from him today.
Gaines, who started as a walk-on at Illinois State, that was after playing Division III football, always had the aspirations of being a collegiate football player, and it's paid off. He has played one heck of a game today. Makes the mistake there, keeps the drive alive. Third down, and nowhere to go with DeLaurent's pass as it sails on Cam Pedro, bringing up a 4th down.
And you got to go for it here. And that's Gaines again. Didn't get to DeLaurent. You could hear his footsteps from number 50. He's been in the backfield all day long, and just the coaching staff raved about his play, but also off the field, how he's going to be a success in life in anything he does.
Jalen Gaines, the father of 2, just welcomed in a new son less than a month ago. A young daughter and now a young son, and a great father, a great football player, and he is a leader of this defense. 4th down and 5. One last stand. DeLaurent to the end zone, and he gets it through. Tristan Smith. And don't go anywhere yet. Smith the catch, 9-yard touchdown. And SEMO inches a little closer.
Now, living on the edge. 4th down, you have to have it if you want a chance. And Smith just works, kind of finds a path, keeps going over the middle, and gets the touchdown. And now down 15 points with an impending extra point. They're hanging in there.
Extra point up and through, so Southeast Missouri closes it down to 14. Tristan Smith, the touchdown reception.
And DeLaurent, with this throw, it's plenty of time, and there's nowhere to go. The defenders are there. He just finds a tight window and throws an accurate ball to Smith. And falls away. I mean, I've just been impressed, Sean, by his ability to throw from different arm angles, whether he's been on balance or when the pass rush comes. He's got a strong arm, one of the best in all of college football.
So, Jay, you look at the situation, a little less than 7 minutes to go. Do you think onside kick at all here, or do you rely on your defense, who has kept Illinois State off the board in this second half.
I think you rely on your defense. You set up here like it's going to be an onside kick, and then you kick it deep because, again, Illinois State, they've had a couple plays where they've called passing plays and stopped the clock. So I think here you try to pin them back. And the ball is set up, though, as an onside kick.
DC Pippin will put 9 guys to his right. Now they all sprint to the opposite side. He'll go left with it. A little sidewinder curling its way down and gobbled up by probably the best hands in the Missouri Valley Football Conference and Daniel Sopkowitz.
You know he's going to be on the hands team. The way he catches the ball, the trust the coaching staff has in him, and Pippin kicks it on the side, hoping for the bounce, and reliable number 2 jumps in the frame to make the play and regain possession.
So this becomes an important drive for the Redbirds in this offensive line without their 1,000-yard rusher in Winkers Wright, who left this game in the second half with a hand injury. Seth Glatz, the running back, flanking Rittenhouse to his left. On first down, this will be Glatz getting the call. And he runs into a pile, picking up a yard. And there's still tons of time in this football game. So if you're SEMO, you're thinking, let's get a 3 and out, get the football back into Laurent and this high-powered offense's hands.
Now on the defense here, you're selling out to stop the run and then doing everything you can to club that ball out, to knock it loose, and to get a turnover.
6th drive of the second half for Illinois State. They've come up empty on their previous 5, and they are going to throw the football again. Rittenhouse dancing left, and smartly will go into a slide and stay in bounds, keeping the clock moving.
So wise. I'm surprised they're even attempting to go through the air. Rittenhouse has no one open, coverage spot on, defense not fooled, and this was the best part of this play, and one of the smartest of the game is just getting down and letting that clock continue to move.
They're going to let this play clock wind down underneath 10 seconds. Pressing the H-back to the right. Glatz again in there at running back. Everybody up on the line of scrimmage, and they're going to throw it. 50-50 ball, back shouldered, and it's broken away. They were looking for Sopkowitz. Terrific job by Leonard. And the clock stops, and Illinois State forced to punt.
And Sean, I know being aggressive oftentimes pays off, and you're going to your best wide receiver that you have confidence in, but I think you've got to keep the ball on the ground, continue to use the clock, because right now it stops, and this is a huge win for SEMO. With as fast as they can move the ball on offense, you're kind of keeping that door open for them, only down 14.
Punt is away. This is Riddick. Dangerous return man from the 15. Riddick to the 20. The all-conference special teamer takes it up to the 29. 16 yards for Kalani Riddick, who they were trying to protect from his punt return duties because of a shoulder injury, but it's now or never, down 14. But they will take that last exchange. That's exactly what they needed. Hardly any time running off the clock, and they get this football back to DeLaurent, who's thrown 70 passes today. 37 of 70, 439.
Well, in this cold weather, his arm is loose. Throwing it 70 times, and they're going to need him to come through on the drive.
They start shot at the 29. This is Smith with the catch. Cannon the tackle. Gain of 7 up to the 36.
And for DeLaurent, you don't need to be greedy. You still have right inside of 5 minutes. Just don't take that shot that's unadvised.
They take a shot downfield, and Anderson is there. Good job by DeLaurent. They brought Jackson on a safety blitz. Dorian Anderson hangs on to it. A first down to the 41.
Well, when you bring that blitz, it opens up things on the back end, and DeLaurent, with his experience, read it and drove the ball down the field for a big pickup.
22 yards to Anderson. That's his first catch since the early stages in the first quarter. Coming back near side, Donnie Cheers. Steps out of bounds, stopping the clock at the 36, 4:28 to go.
Cheers now 10 catches, had 12 coming into this game. He's been a big part of this game plan.
Second down and 5. Again, a 4-man rush. Again, same drag pattern. It's Cheers working his way across the field. Shadowed out of bounds by Cannon. And this should move the sticks. They needed 5. That's what they pick up. First down.
I like the play calls. Those crossing routes, getting Cheers open.
First down from the 31, gunning it far side. This time Parks was there, incomplete. They were looking for Anderson.
Incomplete, intended for number 6, Dorian Anderson. Second and 10 for the Red Hawks.
Boy, if you're an Illinois State fan right now watching, you're nervous because of the clock management the last couple of series by your offense.
Yeah, and keep giving SEMO a chance here. If you would have kept the ball on the ground, you're probably looking at about a minute and a half time run off the clock. So this offense continues to drive.
That ball deflected, and it lands in the lap of Smith, who makes the catch at the 28.
You know, Sean, it's really impressive that SEMO even has a chance here with those 7 turnovers.
Third down, clock continues to move inside 4 minutes. SEMO trying to pull off a miraculous fourth quarter comeback. Conference Player of the Year, the orchestrator, DeLaurent with time, now lofts, dangerous throw. Cheers has it broken up. 2 Redbirds surrounding number 81 that time, Girardeau, the 6th-year safety.
Girardeau reading it, coming over from his safety position, helping out. Amadeo just blanketing in coverage to force the 4th down.
It seems like DeLaurent has made his best throws on these clutch situations, these 3rd and 4th downs. Trying to keep the season alive for SEMO. Illinois State trying to close the deal. 4th down. DeLaurent sidearms it. Cheers makes a catch. That time in front of Girardeau. Steps out at the 11-yard line. And a 1st down.
Just amazing work from DeLaurent. Sidearm throw, off platform. Accurate pass to Cheers coming through in the clutch.
17 yards. Illinois State trying to get some late subs out there. DeLaurent checks down out of the backfield, making the catch. Tackled immediately. Epton with the catch. SEMO lining up quickly. Inside 3 minutes, 2:55, 2:54 and counting. 2nd down and 8. They bring that safety blitz again. DeLaurent, this one incomplete. Looking for Cheers.
And DeLaurent, just this whole drive throughout this ballgame, giving his team a chance. Just getting out of the pocket. And here's the blitz that he's been facing. Just has to get rid of it. At least the clock stops. And now 3rd down and 80 pass attempts today. And this game has been on DeLaurent's shoulders.
Game continues to rest on his shoulders here. Just crossing over the 500 yards of total offense. 3rd down, DeLaurent jumps and throws, and it's intercepted. Ty Niekamp, the leader of this defense.
It's an interception in the end zone. Touchback.
And it's only fitting that he will send the fans home here inside Houck Stadium. Had a hamstring issue during fall camp, then broke his thumb, went through surgery, playing with the cast, and he comes away with the pick.
What a play. And they showed pressure, and then Niekamp backs out of it and read the throw right over the middle, and he's the closer. He'll finish off this ball game. What a play, and getting a road win in the 1st round of the FCS playoffs. This team came in with 1 goal, 1 job. They're going to accomplish it today.
Freshman All-American from a season ago, the opportunity to play for his father, the defensive coordinator Travis Niekamp, and one of those days where
Timeout.
Ty
Southeast Missouri
contributed
State.
as a pass
second charge
rusher,
timeout of the
oftentimes
half.
coming
Be
in
a
on
30-second
DeLore,
timeout.
but that time dropping back into coverage and coming away with what should be the clinching pick and the 8th takeaway today by the Redbird defense.
And Travis Niekamp, the defensive coordinator, talked with us, Sean, about how smart his defense was and these linebackers in particular, how he really puts a lot on them and they can handle the different blitzing schemes and the dropping in coverage, and he has just moved them around all game long, trying to put pressure on DeLore, trying to confuse him. And those guys really done a nice job being in perfect position.
Matt Lawson on second down. He is hit hard, but keeps those legs churning, falls ahead up to the 22-yard line, where Simo will
Timeout.
use another
Missouri.
timeout.
This is their last timeout of the game.
Well, you look at this football game in Illinois State, this defense with the takeaways, 8 in all.
You would love to be in their meeting tomorrow. That defensive room is going to have a lot of celebrating. They have done their job. Interceptions, pressure, knocking the ball loose. It's all been here today, and that pressure has resulted in some errant throws and some big men. Jake Anderson getting the interception, the usual suspects. Keandre Jackson has had a whale of a game too.
Jackson with a couple of interceptions. Paul Amodia has been responsible for a couple of takeaways as well. The special teams getting in the act, and that final pick right there is Niekamp able to intercept it in the end zone. 3rd down and 8. Rittenhouse is going to throw, and it is incomplete. I just don't understand the play call right there. Simo cannot stop the clock. You give them an extra timeout, and Illinois State to send out the punting unit.
They need to run the ball. They need to run the ball and finish off this ball game. I'm not sure why they're throwing the ball in this situation. You have the 14-point lead, but you're just giving more chances to your opponent right now. You got to keep it on the ground in this situation.
Riddick will let this one bounce. Flag comes in. Another flag as well, as this will rest at the 32-yard line, but some laundry to sort out. 2 minutes, 12 seconds to go in this 4th quarter. One of these situations where maybe one of the teams got caught with 12 guys out on the field. Looked like Simo.
Legal substitution. Defense.
And that's exactly what it was.
There's a miscommunication over on the sideline, trying to make sure the personnel is correct.
See the two coaches, Tukowitz on the left, Brock Spack on the right. His team trying to win their 6th consecutive game. They would run their record if nothing changes and they can finish out the final 2+ minutes. Another road win. Their only road loss this year was week 1 in Iowa City against Kirk Ferentz and the Hawkeyes.
Legal substitution on the defense. That penalty is declined. 1st down.
The 5 straight wins for Illinois State coming into this opening round, the longest streak since their 2015 run. Keep in mind, this is a program that made it to the finals a little more than 10 years ago. They've always had success. Spack does a great job of preparing his team, along with the rigors of the Missouri Valley Football Conference, for what you experience in these FCS playoffs. I thought it was a good story. Brock was talking with us this week, and he goes back to one of his earlier days coaching in this conference. Remember, he's been on that sideline the past 16 years for Illinois State, and they had a nail-biter with North Dakota State back when Craig Bull was the coach. And They ended up losing the game to the Bison on that particular day. And when the two coaches came together
Timeout on the field.
at midfield, Bull said, you are going to make it deep into the playoffs just because of this conference. And Greg Bull knew what he was talking about. 2-minute timeout. Illinois State trying to put the finishing touches on this one from Cape Girardeau. Take a look at the opening round of the FCS playoffs. Rhode Island victorious. They defend the home turf 21-17 over Central Connecticut State. So they advance on to take on number 7 Mercer. Everybody else kicking off in this first round as we speak, or a little bit later on under the lights, including Montana over on ESPN2 in Missoula, taking on Tennessee State and Eddie George. Throw over the middle is caught by Cam Pedro as he is hit at the 49-yard line. A first down for the Red Hawks.
You got to go fast here, score a touchdown, and look ahead, onside kick, and another scoring drive to tie it up.
Cannot stop the clock. They used all 3 of their timeouts on the run, and this is a throw and catch to the 32. 17 more yards and a first down. Once again, it's Pedro.
This throw is amazing from DeLauren. And his arm talent and just ability to go on the run and throw a strike. He's a special player.
DeLauren will take a shot back of the end zone, caught for the touchdown. Dorian Anderson hauls it in. And still some fight from Batukowitz in Southeast Missouri.
48 completions on the day. DeLauren's thrown for 533 yards. This is one of the best of the day. On the run, out of the pocket, accurate throw to a 6'7" wide receiver, giving his team a chance inside of 2 minutes.
Paxton DeLauren, are you kidding me with these numbers? 48 of 85, 567 yards, 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Pippin's point after, and he missed it. He hooked it left. Still a 1-possession game, but now you have to factor in the 2-point conversion. And for the second time, SEMO will be trying to recover their onside kick.
And Pippin, an outstanding kicker, 36 for 37 on the year. Surprised on that one. And for DeLauren, just the ability to drive the ball down the field. A lot's been placed on him today, and he has been aggressive with his mindset.
3 receivers over 100 yards today as well for SEMO. Cheers, 12 catches, 119. Pedro, 11 for 149. Smith, 10 for 139. And now Pippin will line up this football. The last crack for the Red Hawks. They cannot stop the clock. The hands unit out there for Illinois State. Kick on the way. Sobkowitz recovered the first onside. He'll do it a second time. Number 2 with his second onside recovery, and Illinois State victory celebration away from capping off a wild opening round road win.
And the trusted wide receiver who has 7 catches is the ultimate closer here, Sobkowitz. What a game he has had, finishing it off on the hands unit. And Brock's back coming on the road, Sean, with his defense's effort, his offense able to capitalize. He's going to be proud of his team today.
Battle today between these two teams, the Missouri Valley Football Conference and the Big South Ohio Valley. A record-breaking season for SEMO, and they will come up just short in this opening round. A win today would have broke the program record for the Red Hawks for wins in a season, and we talked about it They went unbeaten here at home. That's only been done 3 times in the long history. Who's the team that figured out the puzzle? Brock Spack and Illinois State. And they've been able to figure out a lot of puzzles through the years come playoff times.
And they have. And this is a tough atmosphere on the road against a great SEMO team that, you said it, they've broken a lot of records this year. And 602 yards on the day for SEMO. Somehow Illinois State found a way to slow them down enough. They've created those turnovers, and this offense has protected the football with only 1 turnover.
Your Illinois State, obviously some concern with your running back Winkers Wright, who was forced to leave this game. Hopefully they can get him healthy. The secondary in this defense and these linebackers with Abdullah, Gaines, and Niekamp, man, they put on a show today. 8 takeaways, and Illinois State advances on 35-27.
Well, this ball game showed us a lot of intensity in what the playoffs are all about. And Illinois State 6-0 versus FCS opponents on the road. In order to win a championship, you've got to take it on the road, and they did it today.
They will have to do it on the road next week as well. Will it be lucky number 7 as they head to the West Coast? The Redbirds have advanced the 12 seed, and they get ready to take on UC Davis out of the Big Sky.
Star quarterback and Miles Hastings, Lan Larson, their running back, have watched this ball game, and they're going to be ready to go. That should be fantastic with Illinois State going out to the West Coast.
Rittenhouse throws for 277 today, a couple of touchdowns. Sobkowitz 7 catches for 136, including the touchdown. Lloyd has the touchdown reception, and then this defense dominating, and Brock an opportunity to celebrate this with some family here and the holidays. Unable to play back in normal due to the Illinois State Football Championships, but they turned Houck Stadium into Hancock Stadium this afternoon. Illinois State wins on the road 35-27. For our entire ESPN crew, Jay Sonholter, this is Sean Kinney saying so long from Cape Girardeau. Your final score, the Redbirds 35, the Redhawks 27. Good afternoon from Missouri.